It's Monday, March 9th. Canada residents line the streets to push back against a contentious development plan at the Canada Lakes Golf Course.
It's always nice having the convenience to differentiate between black and blue, but at the end of the day, it's no big deal, I guess.
More changes coming to how Ottawa residents recycle. Soon, black bins will be phased out.
For me, losing it was like super significant. It was kind of like a talisman for me.
A stolen watch recovered from an Ottawa pawn shop 7 years later. Your Morning Ottawa starts right now.
Good morning and welcome. I'm Rosie Edda.
I'm Will Aiello.
And I'm Melissa Lamb.
And we have got a little bit of a wild week ahead, especially when you take a look at the forecast. It looks like at this time in the next week, maybe like 15 centimeters of snow, 20 millimeters of some freezing rain, but double digits too.
Double digits, but also minus daytime highs. So we have a little bit of everything. And winter's still hanging on, so it's not going anywhere just yet.
Oh my. All right, we'll get to more details on that. But first, we'll start with our news headlines. Hundreds of residents lined the streets in the West End to protest the proposed redevelopment of the Canada Lakes Golf Course. After the Supreme Court cleared the way in September for 15 homes to be built, the Ontario Land Tribunal issued a draft approval of the plan.
The Ontario Land Tribunal said to the developer, you'll have to clear about 190 conditions before you'd ever be able to build. One of them obviously being the mercury contamination that is known all over the site, and the other is for drainage and stormwater.
We want protection from exposure to contaminated soil and rock, and we want protection from flooding. Those are the two big main dangers.
An environmental consultant put together a plan that includes not doing work in areas where there are higher mercury levels, installing silt fencing and sediment traps to prevent runoff, using mats at controlled exit points to prevent soil tracking, and installing a temporary gravel surface path for vehicle movement on site. But residents say they are frustrated by what they are seeing on the property.
Recycling pickup in Ottawa has gone through a lot of changes since the city handed the service over to a private operator, and now more changes are coming. Soon there will only be blue bins on the curb that will contain all recyclables. Circular Materials, the organization overseeing Ontario's blue box system, says black bins will be phased out.
It's always nice having the convenience to differentiate between black and blue, but at the end of the day, it's no big deal, I guess.
Starting March 30th, garbage and recycling pickup days may be changing for some Ottawa residents. Residents can look up what's picked up and when by checking the City of Ottawa's garbage and recycling collection calendar online.
There was a heavy police presence on York Street in the Byward Market Sunday morning. Ottawa police say officers were responding to reports of a person in distress shortly before 5 a.m. Sunday, and that the situation was safely resolved by around 10 o'clock. An armored vehicle was on scene, and officers were also spotted with long guns. York Street between Dalhousie and Cumberland was closed in both directions for more than 5 hours. Prime Minister Mark Carney has announced 3 by-elections will be held next month. The by-elections are set for April 13th in the Toronto ridings of University Rosedale, Scarborough West, and the Quebec riding of Terrebonne. The Toronto by-elections come after the resignations of former MPs Chrystia Freeland and Bill Blair. While the by-election in Terrebonne is a result of last month's Supreme Court decision to cancel the result of the most recent election after the Liberal candidate won by just 1 vote, the Liberals currently have 169 MPs in the House of Commons and will need 172 to form a majority government.
A child is dead and 17 others are injured after a school bus crash in Quebec near the U.S. border. Provincial police say 4 other students suffered serious but non-life-threatening injuries in the crash. Police say the bus swerved off the road at around 8:30 Saturday morning in St. Rose de Watford, an hour and a half south of Quebec City. Officers found the bus overturned on the side of the road. They say icy road conditions may have been a factor in the crash.
The Iran war continues to have wide-reaching implications. Oil prices have eclipsed $100 U.S. per barrel for the first time in more than 3.5 years as the conflict hinders production and shipping in the Middle East. And right now, we are learning in Iran that they have named a new supreme leader. Iranian state media announced that late Ayatollah Khamenei's son will take his place. The new leader will be his son, which has drawn reaction from U.S. President Donald Trump, saying that the decision is unacceptable. Canada has struck its first gold of the 2026 Milan Cortina Paralympic Winter Games. BC's Natalie Wilkie landed on the top of the podium in the women's standing biathlon event. It's the 4th medal of her career. Wilkie also grabbed the silver in Saturday's women's sprint competition. The 25-year-old was co-flag bearer for Canada at the opening ceremonies. Canada currently sits in 4th place in the medal standings with 6, 1 gold, 3 silver, and 2 bronze.
Thousands of women marched through downtown Lima, Peru to demand gender violence prevention and respect for women's rights on International Women's Day. Feminist organizations, students, and workers marched through the streets, dancing and chanting slogans to raise awareness for women's rights amid high rates of violence against women. The demonstrations highlighting an intense public outcry over safety and femicide, just weeks before Peru's national elections.
Today is the 19th edition of the Soup Splash event at the Vanier Sugar Festival, a bit of an appetizer ahead of the full event.
This year marks 40 years of the festival at Museo Park Vanier.
The free, family-friendly event featuring live local music, lumberjack skills contests, art, and of course, plenty of maple snacks returns in full on Saturday, March 28th and Sunday, the 29th. The Soup Splash event starts at 5:30 p.m. today.
Sounds like a good time.
A little bit of everything.
Yeah.
You see kids playing in the snow. You see maybe kids playing in the grass. It looks like that's kind of going to be the next week,
This
2 weeks.
Weekend, my kids were outside playing in the rain
Yes.
because we did see some rain in the forecast. And we're going to see that mixture this week as well. So cold temperatures, warm temperatures, rain, snow, a little bit of everything. So it's going to be a very messy week ahead. Hopefully you haven't taken the winter tires off yet.
Yeah, just don't get
You
used
need
to
them.
anything that you see.
A little tease this weekend of what it will be like when we head into spring, but not quite there just yet. Temperatures this morning sitting at 4 degrees, and yes, we are seeing some light scattered showers to start off your day. Fairly mild across the region. Temperatures above that freezing mark. 1 in Pembroke, 2 in Kingston, currently 9 out in Brockville. No wind chill this hour, so it looks nice and warm still out in the city. Will feel like 4 degrees. So a mild start to your morning. Currently seeing some green on here. Yes, seeing some scattered showers to start off your day. We will see those rain showers throughout the morning hours until about 10, 11 o'clock later on this morning. Then it should dissipate slowly, and we will get to see some sunshine in through your afternoon. Now, we have the messy weather on the way starting tomorrow. Sunny in the day to start things off on Tuesday, but then in the overnight Tuesday, we are expecting some rain, and we could even see it mixed in with some freezing rain. So keep that in mind. We could see rain mixed in with freezing rain as we head into Tuesday, into the late overnight, early morning hours on Wednesday. And then Wednesday is going to stay wet throughout most of the day, but we will see a mixture of some rain and some snow as we head into Wednesday as well, especially as we head into the overnight Wednesday. And that's because temperatures will drop below those freezing marks into the overnight, which means that's when we could see that changeover from rain in the day to snow into the overnight. So a little mixture of everything as we head into the work week, and then towards the end of the work week, we will definitely see some snow in the forecast, upwards of 5 centimeters by the end of the work week. 12 degrees is the high for today, so very warm temperatures on the way back into those double digits. And again, those showers throughout the morning, but then some sunshine into the afternoon. Today, temperatures really warm across the region. 12 in the valley, 10 for Bancroft, 11 in Trenton, 10 in Kingston as well. 12 out in Brockville for your daytime high today, 11 for Gatineau, 14 in Montreal, 12 as well out in Petawawa. So here's a look at that 7-day forecast, and you'll see what I mean in terms of seeing rain and snow. Today, 12 degrees is the high, 0 is the overnight low. Scattered showers will clear up late this morning. Tomorrow will start off nice and sunny, and then we will see that rain late in the day. But then as temperatures go to the overnight low of -2, that's when we could see some freezing rain in the forecast. Quite a bit of rain on the way Tuesday and through Wednesday, 10 millimeters for Tuesday. We could see upwards of 25 to 35 millimeters of rain in the forecast for Wednesday. So we will likely see a rainfall warning in effect issued later closer towards Wednesday because we are expecting significant rain. But we could see it mixed in with some freezing freezing rain as well, and some snow. So we could also see 1 to 3 centimeters of snow, and that's because temperature is really hovering around that freezing mark into the afternoon. Then the overnight low below that freezing mark, dropping to -4. So we are expecting some very messy weather on the way Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Likely some scattered flurries in the forecast. And as we head into Friday, we are expecting more snow on the way. Right now, we could see about 5 centimeters, but we could see upwards of 10 to 15. So we'll be watching that system as well.
Weather is brought to you by Manatic Tree. Complete tree care from start to stump.
On your roads, no major issues to start off your day. Just dealing with some wet pavement from those light scattered showers. So keep that in mind. Could be a little bit slick out there on your drive in. Now let's check out your TSN must-see moment.
Hello, everyone. Laura Dykin here inside the SportsCenter newsroom with your must-see moment from Sunday. For that, let's head to Buffalo for some rough stuff. For a lot of rough stuff. Opening period between the Lightning and Sabres, and a bit of a back and forth between the opposing players here, and that brings a crowd. Brandon Hagel right in the middle of it. The Team Canada Olympian dropping the gloves with Peyton Krebs, a spirited tilt. And this game was bananas. A total of 102 penalty minutes dished out between the two teams. In the second period, they kept it going. Hagel wants to fight Rasmus Dahlin, unloading on the Swede. Numerous punches thrown, leading to another wild scene. My best advice, head to tsn.ca to check out the full highlights of this one. They did play a hockey game. It was an 8-7 final. It's just a taste of all the chaos. Some old school hockey in Buffalo on Sunday. Well, tonight on TSN, Shea Gilgeous-Alexander and the Thunder will host the Denver Nuggets. Tip-off for that one coming at 6:30 Central Time. That does it for us here inside the SportsCenter newsroom. Have a great rest of the day.
British Columbia is home to wineries across 9 district regions, from intimate small batch producers to grand estates, and we want to send you on the ultimate BC wine country escape. 4 days surrounded by breathtaking vineyard, lake, and mountain views. For your chance to win this incredible BC wine country getaway, enter on our contest page at ctvottawa.ca. Good luck to all. And coming up next on Your Morning Ottawa.
For me, losing it was like super significant. It was kind of like a talisman for me.
A Canadian military veteran reunited with a sentimental timepiece 7 years after it was stolen. We will bring you that story coming up just a little bit later on. We'll take a peek outside. There are Centennial Glass Skycam, double digits today, but it is going to be a whirlwind of a week with everything in the forecast. Melissa will break it all down. Stay with us. Happy Monday. We'll be right back.
Welcome back. Here are the big stories we are following today on Your Morning Ottawa. Hundreds of residents line the streets in the West End to protest the proposed redevelopment of the Canada Lakes Golf Course. Prime Minister Mark Carney has announced 3 by-elections will be held next month, and Canada has struck its first gold of the 2026 Milan Cortina Paralympic Winter Games. Your full forecast and your full newscast is next in 15 minutes. But first, we're going to take a look at your forecast.
All right, taking a look at today's temperatures, way up there to 12 degrees with some sunshine expected. It has been a bit of a, we'll call it a wet and soggy few days. Lots of rainfall over the course of the weekend, but we are seeing maybe some snow, below freezing temperatures, and the warmth you see here all within the next 7 days. Melissa will provide all those details coming up. Let's take a look at your roads on your Monday morning commute. Nothing major to report. Of course, it is only 6:16 on your Monday morning, so everything is smooth sailing. Of course, a little bit wet out there, so pooling on some side streets, so just be extra cautious on certain roads.
A Canadian military member has been reunited with a timeless keepsake. Chavi Walsh's Omega wristwatch was stolen from his car in 2019, and after years of searching, the clock has finally run out on this mystery. CTV's Josh Morano reports.
It's the return of a timeless piece for Chavi Walsh, nearly 7 years in the making.
I've always been searching for it. Like, I just kind of do the Wordle and then look on Facebook Marketplace or whatever else to see if I can find kind of the watch itself.
In 2019, Walsh's car was broken into. Among the items stolen, his Omega wristwatch. And for years, he couldn't track it down.
I was in the car in my gym bag. I brought a bunch of stuff in the house, left the gym bag in the car. The next day, car got broken into. So the watch was gone. So I started kind of scouring the neighborhood, looking at all the pawn shops.
The watch is worth thousands of dollars, but for Walsh, it means more than just its monetary value. As a member of the Canadian Armed Forces, he purchased it after being promoted to major, wearing it through multiple deployments overseas.
I kind of like survived a bunch of like close calls and bomb blasts with me. So for me, losing it was like super significant. It was kind of like a talisman for me, you know, that, that was really close to my heart. So more than just a watch.
After returning from Latvia earlier this year, Walsh continued searching for his long-lost watch, spotting a familiar Omega listed online and tracing it to Crown Pawn Boutique on Rideau Street.
It only had gotten there about a week ago, or a week or two ago, and it wouldn't last long. Like, it was just, at the price they were selling it, it would be gone. So I called the Ottawa police. I'm like, can you guys like attend to try and just take it off the shelf and like at least investigate?
Ottawa police stepping in to verify the serial number, confirming it was the same watch stolen nearly 7 years ago.
They basically went inside, negotiated with the guy for about 20 minutes, you know, and at the end of the day, he came out with my watch and handed it over.
Walsh says the watch won't be coming off anytime soon unless he's getting it cleaned or serviced.
I think it's had quite the journey over the last 6 years, so that's about the only time I'll take it off.
Josh Morano, CTV News.
And, you know, probably for years, he just, you know, maybe always thought about the watch, but thought there's no way I get this back. So what a full circle moment. Or 7 years later, he gets it. And, yeah, like you said, I don't think he's ever going to be taking that off again.
Because he was checking here and there every now and then, kind of probably missing it, and then looking on Facebook Marketplace. And then there it is. Another note, I'm really glad that he got the watch back, but it's such a good story on don't live in your car. Like, I mean, I know you guys dump a lot of stuff in the car and leave it there, and it's a great note to go, like, anything precious to you, don't leave it in your car. I know that it's really convenient. It's like, oh, I'll just leave it there for a second. It's just a minute, but it's, you know, police tell you time and time again, anything precious, take it out of the car, because you just never know. And that's a great example of why you should not leave a precious Omega watch in your car.
Definitely, especially not visible at all. If you do have to put something, at least put it in the glove box or something. But yeah, try not to do that.
Yeah.
All right, switching gears now. Police in Toronto are investigating 2 shootings at synagogues in the GTA, and now the federal government is pledging faster security funding and stronger hate laws. Let's check in with Bill Carroll from News Talk 580 CFRA to get his thoughts on this. Good morning to you, Bill.
Good morning. I don't think we need stronger hate laws. I think we need more enforcement of the hate laws we already have in place. But, you know, I'm not surprised by this. This is the federal government doing exactly what it's not supposed to do. I think it's been clear in the last year in this country that the lack of moral clarity from our leadership is part of the reason we're seeing so much violence, anti-Semitic violence in our cities. If we could take strong positions, we didn't do that on Gaza. We seem to be having trouble finding a position on Iran right now. And that sends a terrible message to the public. And it certainly sends a terrible message to the Jewish community. So maybe if our government would actually lead on these issues, have the courage to stand up and take a position, we wouldn't see so much violence on the streets. Will, I heard you mention in the news this morning that the government or the Liberal Party is thinking about having a debate in Parliament about the Iran war. This makes my point even further. It's just so typical of them. If their position hadn't been so unclear in the last week or so, why would we need a debate? We would all know exactly where our government would stand. What are we debating anyway? It's not a particular action. We're not debating on whether or not to send Canadian soldiers into a war zone. It's not that. It seems to me what they're doing is they're looking for a debate in the House of Commons so they can hear from all kinds of positions and then pretend their muddied point of view actually represents the Canadian people, because we heard all of those points of view in Parliament. This is not the time for Mark Carney to take a survey of MPs. This is the time for him to take a stand and stick to it.
Yeah, and Bill, even being at the synagogues this past weekend or looking ahead to the future, you can imagine the fear about so many of them trying to go to these events when the lack of security isn't there.
Yeah, and then the government follows up with a, well, maybe we'll look for more security instead of being in a leadership position all along. We've had plenty of protests in this country with anti-Semitic chants out on the streets in plain view to make more arrests than we did. I'm not saying there weren't any arrests. I've heard there have been a few. but we have not cracked down on them very hard, and we're seeing the result of it now.
Yeah, well, appreciate your time, Bill. Have a great Monday show.
You guys have a good day.
And if you want to listen to Bill Carroll on the Morning Rush on Newstalk 580 CFRA, it is weekdays from 6 till 10 a.m. We'll take a peek outside. There, sky came on George Street. More rainfall on the way, but then sunshine in double digits this afternoon. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Coming up later this morning, Ashley and Gord from Ottawa's Pure Country 94 are talking with their listeners about their worst first date stories. So today on Your Morning Ottawa, we are asking for your comments on your worst or your best date stories. Email us at yourmorningottawa@ctv.ca. Melissa.
I love how everybody.
Even camera one started to turn before. As
One round. This is not my husband Nigel, by the way. This was a first date many, many, many moons ago, but it's one that's always kind of stood with me because it was just so ick. So we ordered a glass of wine. The server came over. We were debating, do we get a bottle? Do we get a glass of wine? And we decided just to go for the glasses. And then when the server brought the glasses of wine over, he decided that my wine maybe had a little bit more than his, so he just took my glass, poured some of it in his, gave it back to me, and I was just like caught off guard, as you could see. And he just said, he's like, oh, I think you had more than I did, and I'm paying for it, so I should get more. And I was like, I hope you're paying for it because this is the last first date I'm going on.
Oh, manners 101 gone out the window.
And just I was just so caught off guard because it was just it was the beginning of the day. We had maybe been sitting there for 10 minutes, right? So then after that, I couldn't even have a good conversation because my guard was up, my mean Missy came out, and I was just not giving this guy a
He reached over and took your glass of wine and said, no. Let me even this out here.
Yeah,
what is he, a chemist?
Sure,
what's going on here?
Because he was paying for it, and he should get a little more than I should.
Melissa, my jaw just dropped when you told that story. That is so crazy. I would have take the wine, swigged it, and said, see ya. No, but that's crazy. All
Didn't
right.
work.
All right, we're going to be hearing from you later on in the show. Isn't that a crazy story Melissa just told? Okay, we're asking for your best and worst date stories. Could be great, could be not so great, like Melissa's story. Send us your comments at yourmorningottawa@ctv.ca. Dreaming of an unforgettable adventure? Indulge in the magic of Hong Kong. Enter for a chance to win a trip for two, courtesy of the Hong Kong Tourism Bureau. The prize includes round-trip flights on Cathay Pacific, 4 luxurious nights at the Park Lane, Hong Kong, $1,000 in spending money, and a 3-day pass granting access to over 20 amazing attractions. Explore vibrant markets and serene temples, indulge in world-class cuisine, and take in breathtaking views. Enter online at ctvottawa.ca, or you can scan the QR code that you see right there on your screen. Good luck. Good morning and welcome. I'm Rosie Edda.
I'm Willie Yellow.
And I'm Melissa Lamb.
Really glad that you can start your day with us, and I'm talking over Will here. It's really funny, right? After just a couple of days, sometimes it's like, wait, okay, right, get the flow going here, Rosie. So
I forgot what day it was for a second there. It's the clock's going forward. We'll blame it all on that.
Yes, very good, very good.
All right, we'll start with the news headlines on your Monday morning. And hundreds of residents lined the streets in the West End to protest the proposed redevelopment of the Canada Lakes Golf Course. After the Supreme Court cleared the way in September for 1,500 homes to be built, the Ontario Land Tribunal issued a draft approval of the plan.
The Ontario Land Tribunal said to the developer, you'll have to clear about 190 conditions before you'd ever be able to build. One of them obviously being the mercury contamination that is known all over the site, and the other is for drainage and stormwater.
We want protection from exposure to contaminated soil and rock, and we want protection from flooding. Those are the two big main dangers.
An environmental consultant put together a plan that includes not doing work in areas where there are higher levels of mercury, installing silt fencing and sediment traps to prevent runoff, using mats at controlled exit points to prevent soil tracking, and installing a temporary gravel service path for vehicle movement on site. But residents say that they are frustrated by what they are seeing on the property.
Recycling pickup in Ottawa has gone through a lot of changes since the city handed the service over to a private operator, and now more changes are coming. Soon, there will only be blue bins on the curb that will contain all recyclables. Circular Materials, the organization overseeing Ontario's blue box system, says black bins will be phased out.
It's always nice having the convenience to differentiate between black and blue, but at the end of the day, it's no big deal, I guess.
Starting March 30th, garbage and recycling pickup days may be changing for some Ottawa residents. Residents can look up what's picked up and when by checking the City of Ottawa's garbage and recycling collection calendar online.
There was a heavy police presence on York Street in the Byward Market Sunday morning. Ottawa police say officers were responding to reports of a person in distress shortly before 5 a.m. Sunday, and the situation was safely resolved by around 10 o'clock. An armored vehicle was on scene, and officers were also spotted with long guns. York Street between Dalhousie and Cumberland was closed in both directions for more than 5 hours. Prime Minister Mark Carney has announced 3 by-elections will be held next month. The by-elections are set for April 13th in the Toronto ridings of University Rosedale, Scarborough West, and the Quebec riding of Terrebonne. The Toronto by-elections come after the resignations of former MPs Chrystia Freeland and Bill Blair. And while the by-election in Terrebonne is a result of last month's Supreme Court decision to cancel the result of the most recent election, after the Liberal candidate won by just 1 vote, the Liberals currently have 169 MPs in the House of Commons and will need 172 to form a majority government.
A child is dead and 17 others are injured after a school bus crash in Quebec near the U.S. border. Provincial police say 4 other students suffered serious but non-life-threatening injuries in the crash. Police say the bus swerved off the road around 8:30 Saturday morning in St. Rose de Watford, an hour and a half south of Quebec City. Officers found the bus overturned on the side of the road. They say icy road conditions may have been a factor in the crash.
Iran has officially named its new supreme leader. Iranian state television announced Mujtaba Khamenei as the new supreme leader. He is the son of the Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, who was killed 8 days ago. As supreme leader, he will have final say on all of Iran's state decisions. Mujtaba Khamenei has drawn reaction from U.S. President Donald Trump, saying that decision is unacceptable. And this morning, Israel has launched new strikes on Lebanon and Iran. According to the Israeli military, it struck Hezbollah infrastructure in Beirut and launched a new wave of strikes in central Iran against the Iranian regime's infrastructure. Reports indicate Israel has struck long-range ballistic missile launch sites and buildings used as headquarters for Iran's forces.
Canada has struck its first gold of the 2026 Milano Cortina Paralympic Winter Games. BC's Natalie Wilkie landed on the top of the podium in the women's standing biathlon event. It is the 4th medal of her career. Wilkie also grabbed the silver in Saturday's women's sprint competition. The 25-year-old was a co-flag bearer for Canada at the opening ceremonies. Canada currently sits in 4th place in the medal standings with 6, 1 gold, 3 silver, and 2 bronze.
It was a tough loss for the Ottawa Charge over the weekend.
Speed and playmaking ability. Greco one-timing the loose puck, side of the net, score!
Early in the third, Gabby Hughes nets her 3rd goal of the season and made this one close for a bit, but it wouldn't last long.
New York would go on to score 3 unanswered goals, including an empty netter, en route to a 6-2 victory. The Charge play next on Wednesday when they host the Montreal Victoire.
Well, hopefully some time to rebound and, yeah.
Trying to get some wins. You know, the Sens had a big win, but the people they're chasing Both had some wins. Black Bears had a win. 67s had a win.
Oh,
so we were 3 for 4 out of our Ottawa squad teams.
Very, very close.
So Ottawa Charger next up.
Yes, absolutely. And our forecast today is going to be nice, but we do have some messy weather on the way. My goodness, this week it's like a little bit of spring, a little bit of winter. Obviously, winter just hanging on, doesn't want to quite let go of us just yet. This morning, we're seeing some light scattered showers, but we will see some sunshine into the afternoon. And this week, a mixture of warm, cold. We will see some snow, some rain, some freezing rain, a little combination of everything in the forecast for us. Temperatures sitting at 4 degrees. And look at this, with the wind chill, there is none. So it does feel like 4 degrees out there this morning, which is nice to see. We haven't seen a mild start like this in quite some time. 1 in the valley, 2 for Kingston this hour, 9 over in Kempville. Right now, we are dealing with some light scattered showers, so wet pavement out there on your roads. You can see all this green on our satellite radar. So that is the rain. We will continue to see rain over the next few hours before it clears up into the afternoon, and sunshine on your way for Monday. Very warm temperatures on the way as well. Tomorrow will start off sunny, but then late in the day we are expecting some scattered showers. So it looks like around 3 o'clock tomorrow when we could start to see a bit of rain in the forecast for us on Tuesday. It will start off as rain and continue to rain throughout the evening, but look at this band of pink. This is the freezing rain. So into the overnight Tuesday, early morning hours on Wednesday, we could see some freezing rain, and that's because temperatures will drop below that freezing mark, and quite a bit of significant freezing rain too. Look at how thick this band of pink is. That's the freezing rain, snow to the top of it, and then rain to the bottom. So we're kind of in that middle where we will see a little mixture of everything in the forecast over the next few days this week. Temperatures into your afternoon, a high of 12 degrees, so back into the double digits. Very warm weather on the way throughout the region. 12 as well out in the valley, 11 in Gatineau for today. 10 is the daytime high over in Mont-Tremblant. So this 7-day forecast is where you will see that mix of warm, cold, snow, rain, and freezing rain. 0 is the low tonight, 9 for tomorrow. Starting off nice and sunny on Tuesday. It's overnight that we're expecting that rain, freezing rain combination as temperatures fall to -2, and a lot of rain on the way. We could see upwards of 10 millimeters of rain on the way, up to 25 to 35 as we head into Wednesday. We could see it mixed in again with some freezing rain early in the morning, likely rain into the afternoon, but then as we head into the overnight, we could even see it change to snow, and that's because temperatures falling all the way to -4. We could see a few centimeters of snow in the forecast overnight Wednesday. Thursday, Friday, more snow on the way, up to 5 centimeters for Friday to end off the work week. And as we head into the weekend, temperatures still a little bit cold and a little bit below seasonal in through your weekend forecast.
Weather brought to you by Manotick Place Retirement Community, a community you can call home.
So wet pavement to start off your morning as we are dealing with some scattered showers out there to start off your day. No major issues on your drive-in. Traffic is looking fairly decent this hour. Just give yourself some extra time and drive with caution as we are dealing with wet roadways.
Traffic brought to you by Presler Injury Lawyers, 1-800-JUSTICE.
Coming up next on Your Morning Ottawa, Iran has chosen a new supreme leader as more explosions rock Lebanon overnight. We're going to bring you the latest on the conflict with CTV's Scott Hurst. That is coming up just ahead. Here's a live look through our Skycam. A little bit of wet weather for you right now. You're watching Your Morning Ottawa. We'll be right back.
Welcome back, everybody, and happy Monday. Here are some of the big stories we're following today on Your Morning Ottawa. Hundreds of residents lined the streets in the West End to protest the proposed redevelopment of the Canada Lakes Golf Course. Prime Minister Mark Carney has announced 3 by-elections will be held next month, and Canada has struck its first gold of the 2026 Milano Cortina Paralympic Winter Games. All right, Melissa, we are in for a whirlwind of the next couple of days.
Absolutely. A very messy week ahead. It'll start off not too bad, though. We will see sunshine into the afternoon, even though we're dealing with some scattered showers this morning. Mild to start off your Monday, sitting at 4 degrees right now. 12 is the high into the afternoon. 0 overnight low. Staying mild tomorrow. Sunny start to your Tuesday. 9 degrees is the high. Showers late in the afternoon, but we could see a change to freezing rain overnight as temperatures fall to -2. More freezing rain in the forecast as we head into the early morning hours on Wednesday. Rain then into the afternoon, and we could even see some snow by the end of the work week. On your roads, here's a look at your drive-in, and yes, it is a bit slippery out there as we are dealing with some wet pavement from some scattered showers, but so far so good on your drive-in. We are collision-free.
The son of Iran's late supreme leader has been named his replacement. U.S. President Donald Trump said earlier that Mojtaba Khamenei is unacceptable and said it will be his administration that will choose the new supreme leader of Iran. Why don't we bring in CTV's Scott Hurst for the latest on the conflict. Good morning to you, Scott. So bring us up to date on the latest developments in the U.S.-Israeli war with Iran.
Good morning, Rosie. Iran launched more attacks against Israel and other Gulf countries as the war continues to spread. This is coming hours after, as you mentioned, Iranian state TV named Mojtaba Khamenei, the son of the country's late supreme leader, as the successor to his father. And of course, now at this point, the younger Khamenei will likely have a key role and a key say in the ongoing war strategy. Now, in the meantime, oil prices skyrocketed on Monday, leading to more concerns that higher energy costs could fuel inflation. Iran's stranglehold on the Strait of Hormuz has stopped all but tankers using the shipping lane, which a fifth of the world's oil is carried. Now, on Monday, G7 nations will hold an emergency meeting to discuss the surging oil prices, Rosie, which could mean dipping into their emergency oil stockpiles in response to the soaring energy prices.
So, Scott, walk us through the Canadian government's response and how it's been able to help citizens get out of the Middle East.
Well, at this point, Rosie, really the calls for help, the calls for assistance, and the calls for getting out of the region continue to grow pretty much with every passing day. There are now roughly 110,000 Canadians registered in the Middle East. Just shy of 10,000 requests for assistance have been made, and more than 5,200 Canadians have asked for help leaving the region. So far, the Canadian government has secured a charter flight. It's been able to block book seats on commercial airlines and also arranged bus transportation. However, the federal government has only been able to help a small fraction of Canadians stranded in the war zone looking to get out of the Middle East. As of late Sunday, 93 people have been able to get out using the Canadian charter flight. Roughly 264 have been booked on commercial airlines through the help of the government, and about 100 have been bused to safer locations to reach international airports. And Rosie, according to Global Affairs Canada, roughly 182 Canadians have made it out through pedestrian land crossings.
CTV News correspondent Scott Hurst. Scott, thank you so much for your time.
Thanks, Rosie.
Today in Your Morning Ottawa, we asked all of you, what is your best or worst date that you've ever had? And here's what you had to say.
That's right. Darlene wrote in to say this first date was at a restaurant. I wasn't feeling so great, so I had to excuse myself to use the restroom a few times. At one point, my date turned to me and said, "For a bigger girl, you don't eat that much." I convinced myself that he had not actually said that. Oh, Darlene. Yeah.
Darlene, yep, he did not deserve you.
No,
absolutely not.
He deserves no one with that attitude.
Absolutely.
Mary says, he invited me to dinner, my choice of 3 high-end places. When the bill came, I insisted we go Dutch treat. No argument from him as he presented the server a 2-for-1 coupon. Apparently, he enjoyed a lot of fine dining on first dates. So his part was free. She paid her date. Okay.
All right. We've got a couple of bad ones. Let's get a good one in there. Let's turn this thing around on Monday.
Yeah, exactly. All right. We need to keep that conversation going, right?
Yes, we do. We are asking to share your best or worst date stories, but we need a couple of good ones to pick us up on this Monday. Hey. Send us those stories at yourmorningottawa@ctv.ca.
And coming up on Your Morning Ottawa, could Quebec cheese curds get a special designation? We'll explain when we bring you our morning fix just ahead. Here's a live look at our Skycam this morning on George Street. Yes, a bit of a wet start to your Monday. That's okay. We will see sunshine into the afternoon with a high of 12. Good morning, Ottawa. It is 6:49. It is time now for your morning fix, and only about half a step separated first and second place at the 2026 Los Angeles Marathon.
Oh, whoa! Nathan Martin! Nathan Martin!
Nathan!
Oh my gosh!
It is a photo finish for crowning of the 20 within eyesight from us.
He's in the last.
Oh my goodness, it's a photo finish indeed. American Nathan Martin caught up to Kenya's Michael Kamau just before the finish line to win the men's pro division with a time of 2 hours, 11 minutes and 16.5 seconds. Martin was nowhere to be seen in the wide-angle aerial shots. Kamau headed down the finishing stretch, but Martin steadily closed in the gap in the closest finish in the marathon's history. I mean, that is wild.
Oh my gosh. That's called reeling them in.
Right?
He just reeled them in. You'd think, too, maybe if there was too much cheering, you couldn't hear, like, his fast feet approaching behind you, but, like,
let me tell you,
within a millisecond.
Let me tell you, he was working on his speed.
Oh,
this guy right here, he was like, okay, let's work on speed.
And he just
did that. That's incredible.
I didn't think he was going to catch up. Even when I saw him fast approaching, I'm like, I still think Kenya's good. And then all of a sudden, boom, wild.
And that's after 41K. Goes for a nice little sprint at the end.
Well, a multiple Emmy and Golden Globe winning series is returning soon.
It's the land of make-believe. Do you not want to make-believe?
Season 2 of Beef will start streaming April 16th. The anthology series has an entirely new cast. This season seems to be set mostly at a country club and appears to be really tense. It also has a star-studded cast featuring Oscar Isaac, Carey Mulligan, and Charles Melton.
Yeah, I saw the first season. It was crazy, phonetic, full of just like unexpected lines and
really,
oh my gosh, like one surprise after another. So I can only imagine what this one's going to be like. It was crazy.
Full disclosure, I didn't even know there was a Beef season 1, but the way that you just stated it and that, I was like, that's like my show.
Right?
Get into it now.
Looks good. Well, a group representing Quebec's dairy industry says that it's looking at a special designation for cheese curds. It would be similar to the designation applied to Bordeaux wine or champagne, specifically a protected geographical indication, which could see the curds being called something like Quebec poutine cheese. I mean, okay, so here we're just so spoiled because we have, our hands at Quebec curds. However, I have family that lives out west in Alberta. You can't get the cheese curds out there. Every time they come, I kid you not, they buy a suitcase full of cheese curds. My cousin was visiting last week, literally landed the plane, got in his car, and he's like, before I come and meet you guys, I gotta go get my hands on some cheese curds. Literally went to the grocery store and grabbed all the cheese curds he could find.
See, we didn't even know. We had it so good.
Yeah, it's so good, exactly. But cheese curds, I mean, I think it deserves that kind of nomination.
We'll see what happens. All right, here's a live look through our Centennial Glass Sky Cam, taking a look at the wet start to your Monday. You're watching Your Morning Ottawa. We'll be right back after this short break. Good morning, Ottawa.
The National Capital Region is jam-packed with incredible experiences you don't want to miss. Hey, I'm Tanea Taylor, your iHeartRadio Weekender, powered by Barhaven Ford. Get the inside scoop on all the biggest and best events every Thursday, Friday, and Saturday on CTV, Move 100, Pure Country 94, TSN 1200, and News Talk 580 CFRA. iHeartRadio Weekenders is powered by Barhaven Ford, Ottawa's newest and largest Ford dealership, and Ontario's #1 Ford EV dealer.
Ottawa's favorite cash contest is back, and it's big. Move 100's $50,000 Beat the Bank. 7 vaults. You decide how much to take home. Sound the alarm, you lose it all. Be listening weekdays for your chance to win.
It's Monday, March 9th. Canada residents line the streets to push back against a contentious development plan at the Canada Lakes Golf Course.
It's always nice having the convenience to differentiate between black and blue, but at the end of the day, it's no big deal, I guess.
More changes coming to how Ottawa residents recycle. Soon, black bins will be phased out.
And Canada secures its first gold of the Milano Cortina Paralympic Games. Your Morning Ottawa continues right now.
Good morning, welcome. 7 o'clock on the nose. I'm Rosie Edda.
I'm Will Yellow.
I'm Melissa Lamb, and another mild day, but winter hanging on this week. We're going to see some wintry weather by Friday, so yeah.
I can't wait for that again.
Yeah.
And we got warmer weather, colder weather, and you were able to head out to Stanley Farm. We know maple syrup season is around the corner.
Got to tap a tree for maple syrup.
Yes.
Did you hug it?
You know I did. You know I did.
I was
just
hoping.
before. I was like, oh, okay, wait. So I tapped the tree and then I hugged it.
Give
It was
it a
a
little
lot of
hug.
fun. It was a lot of fun, and there was tons of snow when I went. But I know that it's a little bit less now.
Absolutely.
Because it's getting much warmer. But then you're saying more snow.
That's right.
You've got the weather for us coming up in the next few minutes. But first off, we got today's top stories.
We certainly do, and hundreds of residents line the streets in the West End to protest the proposed redevelopment of the Canada Lakes Golf Course. After the Supreme Court cleared the way in September for 1,500 homes to be built, the Ontario Land Tribunal issued a draft approval of the plan.
The Ontario Land Tribunal said to the developer, you'll have to clear about 190 conditions before you'd ever be able to build. One of them obviously being the mercury contamination that is known all over the site, and the other is for drainage and stormwater.
We want protection from exposure to contaminated soil and rock, and we want protection from flooding. Those are the two big main dangers.
An environmental consultant put together a plan that includes not doing work in areas where there are higher mercury levels, installing silt fencing and sediment traps to prevent runoff, using mats at controlled exit points to prevent soil tracking, and installing a temporary gravel surface path for vehicle movement on site. But residents say that they are frustrated by what they are seeing on the property.
Recycling pickup in Ottawa has gone through a lot of changes since the city handed the service over to a private operator, and now more changes are coming. Soon there will only be blue bins on the curb that will contain all recyclables. Circular Materials, the organization overseeing Ontario's blue box system, says black bins will be phased out.
It's always nice having the convenience to differentiate between black and blue, but at the end of the day, it's no big deal, I guess.
Starting March 30th, garbage and recycling pickup days may be changing for some Ottawa residents. Residents can look up what's picked up and when by checking the City of Ottawa's garbage and recycling collection calendar online.
There was a heavy police presence on York Street in the Byward Market Sunday morning. Ottawa police say officers were responding to reports of a person in distress shortly before 5 a.m. Sunday, and the situation was safely resolved by around 10 o'clock. An armored vehicle was on scene, and officers were also spotted with long guns. York Street between Dalhousie and Cumberland was closed in both directions for more than 5 hours. Iran has officially named its new supreme leader. Iranian state television announced Mujtaba Khamenei as the new supreme leader. He is the son of Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, who was killed 8 days ago. As supreme leader, he will have final say on all of Iran's state's decisions. Mujtaba Khamenei has drawn reaction from U.S. President Donald Trump, saying that decision is unacceptable. And in Israel, air sirens are sounding in Haifa, warning of Iranian missiles. Iran's Islamic Revolutionary Guard announced new missile launches just hours after the country named its new supreme leader. Thick black smoke could also be seen rising from Bahrain's largest oil refinery after an Iranian drone strike. The company says domestic fuel demand will not be impacted by the strike.
Canada has struck its first gold of the 2026 Milano Cortina Paralympic Winter Games. BC's Natalie Wilkie landed on the top of the podium in the women's standing biathlon event. It's the fourth medal of her career. Wilkie also grabbed the silver in Saturday's women's sprint competition. The 25-year-old was a co-flag bearer for Canada at the opening ceremonies. Canada currently sits in fourth place in the medal standings with 6, 1 gold, 3 silver, and 2 bronze.
Well, we are 1 week away from the Oscars. Vampire horror film Sinners leads the list of nominees with 16. The movie is expected to face stiff competition from Paul Thomas Anderson's One Battle After Another, as well as Frankenstein and Marty Supreme.
A total of 10 movies are up for Best Film. Comedian Conan O'Brien will return to host the 98th Academy Awards Sunday evening, airing right here on CTV. And might I just add that you can also listen to our podcast. You can get it on iHeartRadio, where we talk all things Oscars with Matt Demers from Mr. Hollywood, aka Mr. Hollywood.
Which will be really good too, and especially with those top movies. Like there were some surprises at some previous award ceremonies between those movies, but they're all so good.
So good.
All right, let's get to our weather picture of the day. This is sent in from Tracy, a quiet spot in Pakenham as the fog rolled in.
Weather picture brought to you by Box Me Up. Moving, staging, renovating, just box me up.
And if you got a weather picture, we could share it right here on our show. Just email us weathershots@ctv.ca, and you might be the lucky winner of our morning weather picture. And you might have many to come in the next couple of days because, Melissa, we are seeing rain. We are seeing double-digit temperatures. We are seeing snow. Anything else you got for us over there?
Freezing rain.
The one I forgot.
Oh, yeah. A little bit of everything over the next few days, but we will see a real wintry mix, especially as we head towards the end of the work week. Today's high is 12 degrees, so way above average. Not record-breaking for a record low, that's for sure. The sun will be down at 7 p.m. today, so a nice long day in the forecast for us. Temps right now sitting at 4 degrees to start off your day, and there is no wind chill out there this hour, so it feels like 4 degrees. 2 in Kingston, 9 in Brockville, 8 over in Cornwall to start off your morning. But yes, we are dealing with some scattered showers to start your day off. Light scattered showers this morning, which will continue in through the late morning hours. This afternoon, some sunshine on the way. Then as we head into tomorrow, we are expecting more rain, but not until late into the afternoon on Tuesday. So tomorrow around 3-4 p.m. we could start to see some scattered showers, but we are expecting that freezing rain overnight Tuesday into the early morning hours on Wednesday. That's that pink band on your screen. You can see significant freezing rain could be on the way as we head into overnight Tuesday into the early morning hours on Wednesday. It will then shift into rain in the afternoon Wednesday when temperatures warm up, but it could be a messy couple days in the forecast for us. School day forecast, a high of 12 degrees this afternoon, and those scattered showers will clear up late this morning, and we will see sunshine today and very mild across the region. 11 for Trenton, Cornwall, 12 in the Valley, as well as for us here in Ottawa, Kemptville, Brockville, 10 for Bancroft, Kingston area, 13 degrees out in Kittigan, ZB for today. 10 is your daytime high in Mont-Tremblant. So here's where you will see the mix of a little bit of everything. 12 for today, 9 tomorrow, staying very mild over the next few days. Sunshine into the afternoon. Tomorrow, 10 millimeters of rain possible late in the afternoon into your evening, but then freezing rain overnight as temperatures fall to -2. More freezing rain on the way early morning hours on Wednesday. Temperatures holding steady around 1 degree. We are expecting rain in the forecast as we head into Wednesday. Then Thursday and through the end of the work week, snow. We could see about 5 centimeters on Friday.
7-day weather forecast brought to you by Davidson Hearing Aid Centers, celebrating over 80 years in family business.
And on your drive in this morning, we are seeing delays eastbound 417 between Richmond and Woodruff, also heavy westbound 174 between Orleans Boulevard and the Parkway, and roads are wet, so drive with extra care this morning. Well, there are plans to close a major intersection for construction work, leaving businesses in the area with full of frustration. The intersection we're talking about is the intersection at Richmond Road and Woodruff. This would be the second time that it could potentially close. Here with more details, we have Councillor Teresa Kavanagh. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
Okay, I understand this must be very frustrating to hear of this intersection being closed again. Kind of give us the details in terms of the history, because it was just closed recently for a very long period of time.
Yeah, first of all, it should be straightened out that it's not LRT work. This is a separate contract that is being done by KEV, which is the same consortium that was building the LRT. They're doing all the reconstruction of the infrastructure under the ground, mostly water mains. And that was the deep down work that was done earlier, and they covered it up as a temporary measure. On December 18th, everyone was thrilled, got their road back. And we knew that they had to go back to do utilities. What we didn't know was how much work had to be done.
Okay.
It turned out to be far more complex, and it's incredibly important. But it was very bad news to not just the businesses, but the residents that live immediately behind there, because they're locked in. They can't use Woodruff to go south.
Okay.
So that's really problematic.
And so what are you hearing from businesses and residents within this area?
They're feeling angry and frustrated.
Yeah.
They didn't expect it, and neither did I. I didn't expect a big closure. We were told intermittent and short. But when they got down there, it looked like, I'm thinking of a tartan, you know, like with lines going back and forth. I was shown some of the drawings. Each one of those is important, and they're a lifeline. You're talking about hydro and gas lines. You're talking about the infrastructure for the traffic signals, everything. But even Bell and other things. But it was not, it was subpar is what they described, some of it, and that meant it had to be replaced. It was far more complex, and each time they're doing something along there, they have to bring in that particular expert of the hydro or the gas line and coordinate it, and they can't be touching each other. Okay. So it's far more complex than originally was communicated.
Okay.
That's the best way to say it. And that is really frustrating. And we're saying, and I've got the mayor with me on this, move on fast as you can.
Okay.
This is hurting everyone.
Yeah.
It's hurting the businesses, it's hurting the community. So we want this done as quickly as possible. We get that it's important. So, you know, we're put in the long hours, take this as a priority.
Do you think it could have been handled in a better way, or there could have been a better solution to, you know, tackle this second construction project?
I think just the communication is important.
Yeah.
And I won't criticize them not knowing, but I guess people feel angry when, what do you mean you didn't know how complicated it was? What do you mean you didn't know how long it was going to take? That leaves people feeling like you don't know what you're doing, what's wrong. And I'm aware that it is complex, but we know it has to be done. It's not like, forget about it, we want our road back. That's not on. We have to get this work done. It's actually it's about their hydro, it's about their gas lines. It's really important work. But and the best thing to do was to close it, to get it all done. But we want to see them working very, very hard on this. Get it over with as quickly as possible.
Have they given you any timelines in terms of how long it will be closed or how fast they can get this done?
They said fall.
Okay.
That's a broad term.
Yeah.
And we want them to put in those hours, put in the, you know, the personnel you need, just get it done. But I was briefed on, you know, how they have to bring in different ones and they have to coordinate it. It's a bit of a concert where one is, you know, one utility has to be informed and not be close to the other one. It's quite complex. I get that. But in the meantime, we've got businesses that are just hanging by a thread that really need those connections to for people to come in and use their businesses. And I hope people will continue to support them. I'm asking people to continue to support them. They need you, so please be there.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for joining us today. We appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Will.
Well, British Columbia is home to wineries across 9 distinct regions, from intimate small batch producers to grand estates, and we want to send you on the ultimate BC wine country escape. 4 days surrounded by breathtaking vineyard, lake, and mountain views. The ultimate journey includes airfare, accommodation, and incredible winery experiences. You'll wander scenic back roads, share unforgettable vineyard views, and discover the region's celebrated wines and culinary delights. For your chance to win the incredible BC Wine Country Getaway, enter on our contest page, ctvottawa.ca. Whew, good luck to all. And still to come on Your Morning Ottawa, a major announcement about life-saving medical research in our city. We'll tell you more about this new initiative from the University of Ottawa Heart Institute coming up. Our guests are standing by in the Your Morning Ottawa Lazy Boy Lounge. Excited to see what they have in store for us. We'll go inside cozy to outside just as cozy. Double digits this afternoon. Woo! 12 degrees. But we are seeing rain, snow, and freezing rain this week. It is going to be wild. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Welcome back, everybody. University Ottawa Heart Institute is teaming up with McGill University to launch a new platform that will help researchers access more data from across the country. It's called Archimedes and will help local researchers accelerate their life-saving work. I am joined this morning by Dr. Kelly Kobe and Dr. Jody Edwards from the University of Ottawa Heart Institute to tell us more about what this means for the important work. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
So first, Archimedes, can you tell me a little bit about what it is?
Sure. So Archimedes is a health data platform for Canadian health researchers, and it can be used for them to collect their data, to store their data, to share their data, as well as to do analytics on their data. So what's really new and exciting about this is that while health platforms exist in Canada, this is one of the first that has the ability to take on multimodal data. So what I mean by that is different types of data. So things like surveys, but also things like imaging data and biospecimens data, all in one centralized space. So what's really innovative is the ability to share that across the country, across different sort of privacy jurisdictions in a centralized spot where then we can run analytics on it.
I love that. You know, you touched on it a little bit, but how significant is this an advancement when you look in the future of what you guys are trying to accomplish?
Oh, it's really impactful. So I really think that the time is now for this type of resource for the Canadian scientific community. Canada has really, really rich health data. We have a very diverse population and we have a universal health system, but right now it's very siloed. So it's really difficult for providers to share that data, get it out to patients, and it's really hard to share across jurisdictions as well, across provinces. So this type of tool is ideal for this, and with the AI kind of revolution coming into healthcare, it's really the time the data needs to be structured in a certain way to enable the valid development and deployment of those algorithms. And so this is the tool that will enable researchers to do just that.
The technology in the AI world is just, it's moving at such a fast pace, but it's so great to take advantage of what we can use.
Absolutely.
When you look at something like this, why is it so unique compared to maybe something else that you've been using in the past?
Yeah, I think one of the things that we've done is we've developed the system in a very flexible way. So the researcher themselves can actually decide how they want to share their data and in what format and to whom. So we actually have the ability for researchers to share their data openly with all other researchers or within, say, trusted partners in their own institution or people they collaborate with specifically. Another thing that's really unique is our approach in embedding patient voices and patient perspectives. So there's different sort of ways you can share data, and one is through patient consent. And so we've really brought on patients from the inception of this project to develop it in a way that sort of meets their needs and has the patient at the core in terms of, you know, how they want their data shared and protected.
And you know, you talked about the collaboration, this with McGill University. How important is it to have these teams working together when you look at what we can accomplish in the future, just to have this collaboration?
Yeah, I think this is a really unique opportunity for us. So to have kind of powerhouse institutions like the Heart Institute, the University of Ottawa, and McGill come together, they each have sort of a rich history of innovating in this space, but then by bringing them together, we're really sort of leveraging all of the development that's been going on to date and bringing it forward, and that in itself will make it something that has national and potentially global impact.
And when you look at something like this, like you said, it's not just here, it's going to have an impact vast beyond just our capital. Yeah. Where do you see the biggest failure or, you know, the most amount of opportunity with something like this when you look at some holes that need to be filled?
Yeah. So for me, I think if you think about the status quo of health research data management in Canada, it's very siloed. So researchers typically get funded by the government, they collect their data, and then it ends up on hospital servers, university servers, all over the country, and not connected in any way. So Archimedes is really providing an opportunity for us to move away from that system towards one that is much more curated. So, you know, we want to do AI and leverage our health data, but the bedrock of doing that is well-managed data, and so that's what this will provide.
An important collaboration, and it's nice to see that AI too in a good way, you know, in today's day. So appreciate the two of you coming on and talking about this new collaboration with us this morning.
Thank you. Thanks so much
for your time.
Rosie, over to you.
From the best-selling author of Sorry, Not Sorry comes an enemies to friends to lovers romance titled The Fake Matchmaker. Joining us today to tell us all about the ups and downs of modern dating is author Sonia Singh. Good morning to you, Sonia.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm doing so great. You must be so happy. Your baby, your next book is finally out, The Fake Matchmaker. You know, I think about Oh boy, dating and that whole rom-com and getting to know somebody and going through the ups and downs. You've tackled that in this book. Can you tell us some of the inspiration for this, your latest book?
Yeah, I think I've also tackled it in real life. So that's what actually inspired the book. Just really hearing stories from friends and having to go through in the past my own sort of modern dating experiences that turned into a lot of chaos and commotion through, modern day apps and really trying to find somebody. And I think some of those horror stories are what make stories for me in my books, and especially The Fake Matchmaker.
Okay, so modern day stories of matchmaking and dating. Of course, there are some huge differences between right now, dating, matchmaking, and let's just say 20, 30 years ago. So the digital age, does it help or hurt with that whole matchmaking ecosphere?
Well, I think for my character, Manisha, it hurts because she's got a very prominent position. And sometimes when you're in a position of authority, you can't be really showing yourself out there on social media or these modern day apps in a way that really describes your personality to someone that may be interested in dating you. So she's had to take a back seat and figure out how she's going to create matchmaking in her own way. And that's when she comes up with a service that's a fake matchmaking site.
Okay, so Sonia, for those folks who are going to pick up your book and read it, and they've had like terrible dating experiences, tell me, what are they going to get out of this wonderful book?
Well, they're definitely going to recognize some of those dating experiences because I've pulled from my own personal past, and some of those bad dates actually show up in the book. So, if you're in my life, expect to be written about. So I think you'll be able to relate to them if you've had dating experiences, whether they've been good or bad. And, every rom-com has a happy ending. So we're hoping that happens to my main character as well.
Okay, so what have you learned from the not so great dating experiences as well as writing this book? What have you learned about yourself?
Oh, that's a great question. I've learned that there's hope, that I think, when we sometimes feel like giving up, there's going to be someone that shows up around the corner and makes you believe in yourself and your work and love again. And I hope that that's something that people walk away with, is just hope and not giving up.
I'm speaking with Sonia Singh, the author of The Fake Matchmaker, her latest book. And of course, here we are talking about your latest book, which is just out now. And I have to ask you, what's next?
I know, oh my gosh. So I'm actually working on a movie with Muse Productions. And I'm sure, the nation's capital is familiar with Muse because they were the ones behind Hot Frosty, which was filmed in Ottawa a couple of years ago, one of the big movies on Netflix. So that's something that I'm working on with them to at least bring to the small screen in the next year or so.
Oh, we are so excited for you and all your success. The writing process must be really giving for you, isn't it?
It is, it's giving and forgiving, because sometimes when you're on the other side of things and you go down that deep rabbit hole of checking out reviews, sometimes people aren't so kind, and then you need to read one that really boosts your morality and the reason that you're doing this. So I think for me, also giving in a way that I want to open doors for people that haven't been able to really break down some of those doors at times, to create space for BIPOC creatives.
This is absolutely wonderful. It's been such a pleasure talking with you. Here it is, your next book out there. Much success to you. The latest book by Sonia Singh is called The Fake Matchmaker, and we're so happy for you, and we can't wait to see how this one does and the next project and so on and so forth. Thank you so much, Sonia.
Thank you.
Coming up on Your Morning Ottawa, we are discussing the importance of women supporting women when it comes to mental health. Our guest is standing by in the Your Morning Ottawa Lazy Boy Lounge. Here's a live look through our sky cam on George Street. Looks like the rain pretty much ending for this morning. You're watching Your Morning Ottawa. We'll be right back. morning to you. Come on in. I'm Rosie Edda.
I'm Will Aiello.
And I'm Melissa Lamb.
Today on Your Morning Ottawa, we are asking our viewers, and we've shared, mostly Melissa has shared, best and worst first date stories. And we got a couple of worst date stories, but I think we need some good best date stories.
Especially on a Monday, right? Need to build up that positivity, but the worst date stories have been like jaw-dropping. So hopefully we can keep that conversation going, and you can tell us about the best
positive ones.
stories.
I'll have to remember my first date story with Nigel. I remember it was good.
There you go.
It was a good one.
There it is.
Obviously.
That's the positivity we need.
Look what it led to.
All right, more details on that. News headlines. And we're starting off with hundreds of residents that lined the streets in the West End to protest the proposed redevelopment of the Canada Lakes Golf Course. After the Supreme Court cleared the way in September for 1,500 homes to be built, the Ontario Land Tribunal issued a draft approval of the plan.
The Ontario Land Tribunal said to the developer, you'll have to clear about 190 conditions before you'd ever be able to build. One of them obviously being the mercury contamination that is known all over the site, and the other is for drainage and stormwater.
We want protection from exposure to contaminated soil and rock, and we want protection from flooding. Those are the two big main dangers.
An environmental consultant put together a plan that includes not doing work in areas that were at higher mercury levels, installing silt fencing and sediment traps to prevent runoff, using mats at controlled exit points to prevent soil tracking, and installing a temporary gravel surface path for vehicle movement on site. But residents say that they are frustrated by what they're seeing on the property.
Recycling pickup in Ottawa has gone through a lot of changes since the city handed the service over to a private operator, and now more changes are coming. Soon there will only be blue bins on the curb that will contain all recyclables. Circular Materials, the organization overseeing Ontario's blue box system, says black bins will be phased out.
It's always nice having the convenience to differentiate between black and blue, but at the end of the day, it's no big deal, I guess.
Starting March 30th, garbage and recycling pickup days may be changing for some Ottawa residents. Residents can look up what's picked up and when by checking the City of Ottawa's garbage and recycling collection calendar online.
There was a heavy police presence on York Street in the Byward Market Sunday morning. Ottawa police say officers were responding to reports of a person in distress shortly before 5 a.m. Sunday, and that the situation was safely resolved by around 10 o'clock. An armored vehicle was on scene, and officers were also spotted with long guns. York Street between Dalhousie and Cumberland was closed in both directions for more than 5 hours. Prime Minister Mark Carney has announced 3 by-elections will be held next month. The by-elections are set for April 13th in the Toronto ridings of University Rosedale, Scarborough West, and the Quebec riding of Terrebonne. The Toronto by-elections come after the resignations of former MPs Chrystia Freeland and Bill Blair, while the by-election in Terrebonne is a result of the last month's Supreme Court decision to cancel the result of the most recent election after the Liberal candidate won by just 1 vote. The Liberals currently have 169 MPs in the House of Commons and will need 172 to form a majority government.
A child is dead and 17 others are injured after a school bus crash in Quebec near the U.S. border. Provincial police say 4 other students suffered serious but non-life-threatening injuries in the crash. Police say the bus swerved off the road at around 8:30 Saturday morning in St. Rose de Watford, an hour and a half south of Quebec City. Officers found the bus overturned on the side of the road. They say icy road conditions may have been a factor in the crash.
And in Israel, air sirens are sounding in Haifa, warning of Iranian missiles. Iran's Islamic Revolutionary Guard announced new missile launches just hours after the country named its new supreme leader. Thick black smoke could also be seen rising from Bahrain's largest oil refinery after an Iranian drone strike. The company says domestic fuel demand will not be impacted by the strike. And Prime Minister Mark Carney called the incident response group together to talk about the Iran war. Their meeting focused on how to keep Canadians in the region safe and working with allies to de-escalate the conflict. Prime Minister Carney also said in a social media post that he spoke with U.S. President Donald Trump yesterday afternoon and has agreed to stay in close contact.
A Fredericton woman has been an avid runner for most of her life, and now she's bringing her daughter along for a record-setting ride.
Julia Reed Howell has been running with her daughter Winnie in a stroller for a while now. She discovered there was a world record for stroller running, and she thought she might be able to chase it down. Turns out she was right.
Julia ran a kilometer in 3 minutes and 17 seconds, beating the current record by almost 20 seconds. The next step is to confirm the time with Guinness World Records, and the record will be hers.
Go, Mama, go.
Amazing. Love that.
I love that too, and I love that I wasn't sure when we first read it. It's like, oh, it's a sprint, it's a quick one, 1K.
Yeah.
1K.
That is a fast kilometer.
That is, absolutely.
The matching shorts with the pink hat too. You like the,
yeah, so cute. Of course, I love it. Now, the real challenge for parents in Ottawa is tackling the elements that Mother Nature brings with a stroller. I remember one time I went out with my son. I'm like, I'm going to go for a walk today. It was snowing.
Yes.
I went like 2 blocks. I had to go back because it was just too hard. But now I saw a stroller and it had skis. So you just pop off the wheels and add on skis to the strollers. Like the things we need here in Ottawa.
Wait a minute. Are you saying we're going to need skis again?
You may need those skis for your strollers by the end of the work week, not to begin the work week.
Okay.
Good. Temperatures today will reach a high of 12 into the afternoon. We're dealing with those light showers this morning, some sunshine today. But yes, a wintry mix this week. Freezing rain, some snow by the end of the week. Warm to start things off, cold by the end of the work week. Temperatures right now sitting at 5 degrees. No real wind chill out there, so it does feel like 5-4 in Kingston. 10 is how it feels currently in Brockville. Dealing with some light scattered showers, so it started raining just before 5 o'clock this morning, and we will see these light scattered showers throughout the next few hours. Clearing up, though, this afternoon with some sunshine today. Enjoy today and tomorrow when it will be mild, nice and sunny, because it's all going to change as we head into the late part of your day on Tuesday. We are expecting some rain starting, it looks like around 3-4 p.m. tomorrow. And then it's just going to be a little bit wet, a little bit soggy and snowy as we head towards the next couple of days. So lots of precipitation in the forecast for us. And we could see some, some freezing rain. You can see this pink band. So this system is bringing rain, which is the green, pink, the freezing rain, and then snow. So overnight Tuesday and through your early morning hours on Wednesday, likely freezing rain in the forecast. And we could see buildup as well. And you could see quite extensive freezing rain, some snow as well. And we will see that by the end of the work week. So it will be messy Tuesday and through Wednesday. And then Thursday and Friday is looking like we will see a bit more snow in the forecast. So a mixture of everything for us over the next few days. Temperatures this morning really warm. You will get to see that sunshine throughout your morning recess and right through into your afternoon as well. A high of 12 degrees late this afternoon. And temperatures very similar across the region. Double digits throughout the entire viewing region today. 11 for Trenton, 10 in Kingston, 12 for Kemptville, Brockville. Same for us here in Ottawa, 11 along the Seaway today, as well as in Gatineau, 13 over in Kitigan, ZB. Over the next couple of days, we will see warm conditions today, tomorrow, but then it is coming to an end. So here's your warning to enjoy the next couple of days with those milder conditions. Sunshine today, tomorrow, some light scattered showers beginning tomorrow evening, overnight that freezing rain, continuing to see freezing rain mixed with some rain on Wednesday. Then as we head into Thursday, Friday, we're likely to see some snow. We could see 5 to 10 centimeters by the end of the work week.
So be prepared for everything is what I'm getting from Melissa. All right, on your Monday morning, let's take a look at your road conditions today. And again, starting to see some pooling out on the road, so just be cautious right at this time. 417 eastbound, slowdowns between Holly Acres and Greenbank, and eastbound between Main and Lees. On the 174 westbound, slowdowns between Orleans Boulevard and the Parkway. And again, we are still seeing double digits this afternoon. And I'm sure if you've been driving over the last couple of days, you've seen the pooling in just certain areas. So just be cautious of those big areas. With some snow and rain in the forecast, I think a little bit later on this week, we'll have some treacherous driving conditions. But for now, everything is smooth sailing on your Monday morning.
Traffic brought to you by Presler Injury Lawyers. 1-800-JUSTICE.
And we are kicking off our Women's Week after International Women's Day on Sunday with a conversation about women and mental health. Christine Harrison is here from Focus Forward Health to talk about the importance of women supporting women. Good morning to you.
Hi, good morning.
I love that we are having this conversation today because it's so important for women to support other women, and it does play a role with your mental health as well.
It really does. And you know, when Shania Twain said, Let's go, girls.
Yes.
Who knew that she was giving really good mental health advice?
Yeah.
I'm going to talk to you about 4 really unique to women facts that are kind of superpowers. So the first one is connection. Women are wired to connect with other women. There's information from way back with women's circles of how it can actually help us regulate our ANS, our autonomic nervous system. That is a very big superpower. The downside is that loneliness for women can actually have a significant mental and physical health effect.
Okay.
We know that women are more prone to higher rates of depression, anxiety, and even heart disease, which is still the #1 killer in women. So it's really important to have those connections with other women to help alleviate those symptoms. And we see that when women connect, overall well-being improves. Another really interesting fact about women is that when we support other women, we do better.
Okay, so it helps you by just supporting someone else.
100%. So the ability to support another person will improve depression, anxiety, self-confidence, and overall well-being. Now, we live in Ottawa. We have so many great entrepreneurs, leaders, community builders, and there's so many events to take part in. Just knowing that you going could actually improve your own health and mental health.
Right.
Yeah.
And I find that women are able to connect sometimes very quickly even. My husband always makes fun of me because I'll meet someone and then I'll find out their life story and he's like, of course you did, just in 2 seconds. Where it's really nice when women can have that bond and that connection.
That's the other really unique part that I wanted to talk about was how small connections can actually fill up our cup. So there's lots of data and some really interesting meta papers that talk about small connections being sufficient for connecting. So that can be a quick coffee chat, a walk in the morning, even just a call on the way or to from work. Women carry so much invisible load that it can be really busy and they may feel overwhelmed to have connections, but those little ones actually matter.
Okay. So even having that quick connection maybe at a coffee shop or the phone call in the morning. For women who do have a harder time connecting, what's your advice to them?
The best way to connect is to try something new and to really put yourself out there. Ottawa has a lot of social meetup groups for women. You can join a craft. I'm always going to say physical activity. Join a class. It doesn't matter what it is. You will find somebody to talk with. And if you remember, Christine said a small connection matters for my health and my heart health. When we support each other, we all shine bigger. There's a lot of talk about self-care in mental health. And I'm going to say this month in particular, our self-care can be showing up for your friends.
I love that.
Yeah, we do better together.
We do better together. Well, thank you so much for joining us today. And where can people find you? Because you have so much great information on your website as well.
You can find us at focusforward.health. You can follow our Instagram, which is full of not therapy, just fun information.
I love that.
And that's Focus Forward Health Group.
Amazing. Thank you, Christine, for joining us today.
Melissa.
Rosie.
Coming up on Your Morning Ottawa, I paid a visit to an Ottawa institution as maple syrup season gets underway in the region. Oh, look, he's so cute. I wanted to take him home. You're watching Your Morning Ottawa. Here's a live look through our Centennial Glass Sky Cam. We'll be right back. Good morning, Ottawa. It is an Ottawa institution, and Stanley's old Maple Lane farm is gearing up for their busy season. I stopped by the Sugar Bush to check it all out. I love my job. It is a gorgeous day here on Stanley Farm, and I'm with the one and only Earl Stanley. Are you a busy man?
Busy time of year here on the farm.
It is, and it's a beautiful time of year. You must be so excited. Tell us what's going on Stanley Farm here.
Well, right now we're getting ready for one of our busiest seasons. Maple syrup season is a great time of year. We invite all the families of Ottawa to come out and make Stanley's Family Farm their family farm.
Yeah.
They get to come out and see how we make maple syrup, go out and see the farm animals, go down to the Pancake House and have a great snack, go for a wagon ride, and try out maple taffy and maple planks.
You know, I love the fact that there are so many different elements to this farm, okay? You can see how the trees are tapped for maple syrup. You can watch that happen. You can go into the gift shop, into the store, and you feel like you're doing some serious shopping. And it feels like a little bit of a throwback to like a country store. I love the fact that the family's involved. Somebody's taking care of the store. You're taking care of the entire grounds and then some. And you got farm animals.
We have lots of farm animals, and it is a family farm. Between my sister looking after the store, my brother and I working with the barn, and my two daughters taking their place down the hall, making the like Kendra runs the kitchen, Sierra helps the boys run the floor. Everything is taken care of by family, and all of our staff feel like family.
That's so wonderful. I know that you're celebrating so many years here. It's roughly around, what are we talking, maybe like 200 years in existence, around there.
Yep.
I mean, what are you doing this year? Here we are in March. I know that there's plenty of reason to celebrate, isn't there?
We're actually celebrating all of the time, because every time we get to have families come out to the farm, it's a celebration. And that's what it's all about. It's for us in the country, this is the first crop a farmer makes. It's maple syrup. And we're happy to share this with everybody and have them come out and enjoy it. It's also the time of year when all the little animals are born. So we have baby calves in the barn. We have baby sheep in the barn. So we've got like the lambs are running around. It makes it great for people to come out and enjoy the farm and enjoy some fresh air.
Oh, I'm loving it. And I am going to get a little lesson tapping the tree for maple syrup from Claude. Come on in, Claude. He's going to show me how you do it.
Claude's going to show you how to do it.
Claude's the guy, right? Claude is the guy. So here we go. Going to walk me through it here. Hi, Claude.
Hi. You just look at the tree. You want to find a good spot that doesn't have a previous hole in it.
Okay.
And then you're going to take the drill a bit on an angle. Okay. And then you're just going to go about 1.5 inches inside.
All right, let's do this.
Push hard.
Oh, wait. Okay, wait. Like you said, push really hard. Here we go. Oh, there you go. Did I get it? No. You go. I don't want to hurt the tree. Wait, sorry. Gotta hug the tree. Sorry, tree. Okay, go ahead. You go. Oh. Yep.
And then you just pull it back out.
I see you put your weight into it a little bit. That's great.
You want to get rid of the sawdust.
Oh, yeah.
Let Rosie drive the spiling.
There you go.
Okay.
Do that.
Now let me do this, right?
So right in the hole here.
Get it right in here. All right. Just kind of push it in, use your weight.
And then use a hammer.
Oh, okay.
And just hit it here just
right
slightly.
here?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just slightly. You don't want to crack the bark. Perfect.
Woohoo!
Then you hook up.
Let's get this. Ah, I got you. How do I hook? Oh, yeah.
Nope. A little hook underneath.
Oh, I see it.
Yep. And then I'll put it's tricky putting the lid on. You put the lid on to prevent precipitation from going in and debris and bird stuff.
Boom.
There you go.
All right. Ready for some maple syrup here. We just tapped the tree.
Yeah.
I did that. Well, you helped. Well, we both did it.
Good job. Good job.
We have your milestone celebrations for today. We're going to start off with some celebrations from yesterday, Sunday, March 8th. And we're going to start with a happy 13th birthday to our beautiful Marissa. Wishing you a year filled with love, good health, and much happiness. Love always from Mom, Dad, Roman, Nathan, and Nona. Happy 8th birthday to Crosby. We love you so much. This is with love from all of your family. Double digits, wow, happy 10th birthday to Mikael. Lots of love from Tita Jado, Papa, Mama, your brother Maverick, your sister Anika, and all of the Safarian and Boudreaux families. Happy 8th birthday to Camilla. We love you so much. Love Mommy, Daddy, Ben, Grandma, and Grandpa. We do have some celebrations for today, Monday, March 9th, and we're going to start with a happy 5th birthday. This is to Alyssa. Love from Mommy, Daddy, Savannah, Granny, Nana, Heather, Papa, and Grandma Debbie. Happy 4th birthday to Louie. You're an amazing grandson that brings us so much joy. Love, Grandpa and Grandma. Happy 9th birthday to Carter. Love from Mom, Dad, Cooper, and Scout. Happy 4th birthday. This is to Jackson. Love from Grandmama and Grandpapa. We have a happy 1st birthday. This is to Rowan. This is the best wishes from all your Grandpa Merrick, your Grandma Jadwiga, and your big brother Desmond, and your parents Danuta and Greg. And of course, if you have a milestone celebrated with us, send your birthday announcements for kids turning 13 years old and younger, for those turning 100 years or more, wedding anniversaries as well. Those celebrating 50 years or more, please send us an email, ottawa.milestones@ctv.ca.
It's Monday, March 9th. Canada residents line the streets to push back against a development plan at the Canada Lakes Golf Course.
It's always nice having the convenience to differentiate between black and blue, but at the end of the day, it's no big deal, I guess.
More changes coming to how Ottawa residents recycle. Soon, black bins will be phased out.
And Canada secures its first gold medal of the Milano Cortina Paralympic Games. Your Morning Ottawa continues right now.
Good morning. Come on in. You are welcome. I'm Rosie Edda.
I'm Willa Yellow.
And I'm Melissa Lamb.
And you were talking a little bit earlier how maybe throughout this week on the strollers, you might need to put a little bit of a couple of skis at the bottom of that, but then take them off skates and we'll go back and forth.
We need a little mixture of everything this week. Some wheels, some skates, and maybe even some ice picks to get through the ice we're going to see too. So,
yikes.
Yeah, a little of everything.
Okay, what about today? Like the kids, are they putting on their
We've had the wetsuits out, so it's like their spring suit. It's not quite the snow suit. It's like the in-between.
Okay.
It keeps them waterproof, but it's not quite as layered. So yeah, it's hard for parents right now.
Yes.
I feel you. It's hard to dress your kids because it's like more one day cold. It's still wet, so you still need to protect their clothing. So it's a tough time.
And we'll let you know why it's all over the place right after we read our news headlines. Hundreds of residents lined the streets in the West End to protest the proposed redevelopment of the Canada Lakes Golf Course. After the Supreme Court cleared the way in September for 1,500 homes to be built, the Ontario Land Tribunal issued a draft approval of the plan.
The Ontario Land Tribunal said to the developer, you'll have to clear about 190 conditions before you'd ever be able to build. One of them obviously being the mercury contamination that is known all over the site, and the other is for drainage and stormwater.
We want protection from exposure to contaminated soil and rock, and we want protection from flooding. Those are the two big main dangers.
An environmental consultant put together a plan that includes not doing work in areas where there are higher mercury levels, installing silt fencing and sediment traps to prevent runoff, using mats at controlled exit points to prevent soil tracking, and installing a temporary gravel surface path for vehicle movement on site. But residents are saying that they are frustrated by what they're seeing on the property.
Recycling pickup in Ottawa has gone through a lot of changes since the city handed the service over to a private operator, and now more changes are coming. Soon there will only be blue bins on the curb that will contain all recyclables. Circular Materials, the organization overseeing Ontario's blue box system, says black bins will be phased out.
It's always nice having the convenience to differentiate between black and blue, but at the end of the day, it's no big deal, I guess.
March 30th, garbage and recycling pickup days may be changing for some Ottawa residents. Residents can look up what's picked up and when by checking the City of Ottawa's garbage and recycling collection calendar online.
There was a heavy police presence on York Street in the Byward Market yesterday morning. Ottawa police say officers were responding to reports of a person in distress shortly before 5 a.m. Sunday, and the situation was safely resolved by around 10 o'clock. An armored vehicle was on scene, and officers were also spotted with long guns. York Street between Dalhousie and Cumberland was closed in both directions for more than 5 hours. Prime Minister Mark Carney has announced 3 by-elections will be held next month. The by-elections are set for April 13th in the Toronto ridings of University Rosedale, Scarborough West, and the Quebec riding of Terrebonne. The Toronto by-elections come after the resignations of former MPs Chrystia Freeland and Bill Blair. While the by-election in Terrebonne is a result of last month's Supreme Court decision to cancel the result of the most recent election after the Liberal candidate won by just 1 vote. The Liberals currently have 169 MPs in the House of Commons, and they will need 172 to form a majority government.
A child is dead and 17 others are injured after a school bus crash in Quebec near the U.S. border. Provincial police say 4 other students suffered serious but non-life-threatening injuries in the crash. Police say the bus swerved off the road at around 8:30 Saturday morning in St. Rose de Watford, an hour and a half south of Quebec City. Officers found the bus overturned on the side of the road. They say icy road conditions may have been a factor in the crash.
And in Israel, air sirens are sounding in Haifa, warning of Iranian missiles. Iran's Islamic Revolutionary Guard announced new missile launches just hours after the country named its new supreme leader. Thick black smoke could also be seen rising from Bahrain's largest oil refinery after an Iranian drone strike. The company says domestic fuel demand will not be impacted by the strike. And Prime Minister Mark Carney called the Incident Response Group together to talk about the Iran war. Their meeting focused on how to keep Canadians in the region safe and working with allies to de-escalate the conflict. Prime Minister Carney also said in a social media post that he spoke with U.S. President Donald Trump yesterday afternoon and has agreed to stay in close contact.
Canada has struck its first gold of the 2026 Milano Cortina Paralympic Winter Games. BC's Natalie Wilkie landed on the top of the podium in the women's standing biathlon event. It is the 4th medal of her career. Wilkie also grabbed the silver in Saturday's women's sprint competition. The 25-year-old was a co-flag bearer for Canada at the opening ceremonies. Canada currently sits in 4th place in the medal standings with 6, 1 gold, 3 silver, and 2 bronze.
Carleton Ravens claim their 18th national title in a thrilling game over Bishop's Gators.
Back to John for overtime. Won't go. And the dominance continues for the Carleton Ravens.
Aubrey Dory Havens delivered an incredible performance with 35 points, leading the Ravens win in the U Sports Men's Basketball Championship with a 78-75 win over the Bishop's Gators on Sunday.
And no surprise, Dory Havens was named both Carleton's Player of the Game and the Tournament MVP. The victory secures the W.P. McGee Trophy for Carleton for the 18th time in program history.
Bravo.
Absolutely.
That is amazing. 18
goodness.
titles. Like,
Yeah.
that is just incredible for our city.
And when you're that good, I guess the best of the best from around the country just flock towards Carleton
That's
for a
true.
basketball player, right?
Yeah, because as soon as you see that
Yeah.
as a prospect coming, you'll go, I want to go play for the Ravens. Look how good they are.
And because you know there's a chance every year probably making that final.
For sure.
Yeah. Woo! Well, our forecast today, it's going to be a misty day. You might be able to play some basketball this afternoon outside. If your land is clear. I know the snow has, cleared away quite a bit. However, by the end of the week, we're going to be skiing again with all the snow on the way. Temperatures today very warm. The sun will set at 7 p.m. tonight, so it is waking up a little bit later, but at least it's setting later as well. Temperatures this morning still sitting at 5 degrees. No wind chill in the forecast this morning, so it is nice and mild to start off your morning. We will see these milder conditions into the afternoon. Still dealing with a little bit of, a little bit of wet weather out there. You can see the green on your satellite radar screen, so that is the light rain. We will see those showers over the next few hours, and then it will clear up late this morning into your early afternoon. Sunshine on the way for today, so it will be a nice sunny day. Then as we head into tomorrow, more rain on the way starting around 3-4 p.m. Starting off as rain, we could see about 10 millimeters in the forecast tomorrow evening. Overnight is when we could see it change to freezing rain as temperatures fall below that freezing mark, and you could see quite a significant amount of freezing rain on the way. This is that thick pink band you see here on your screen. This is overnight Tuesday into the early morning hours hours on Wednesday, and it looks like we'll continue to see that freezing rain for quite some time, even in the early morning hours on Wednesday until temperatures warm up, and it will flip back to rain into the afternoon. So messy weather on the way towards the middle of the work week. By the end of the work week, some snow. Enjoy today and tomorrow where it's going to be a lot calmer. 12 degrees is the high today. Very warm conditions across the region. 10 in Bancroft, 11 in Trenton, 10 in Kingston, 11 out along the Seaway. 12 is the daytime high in the valley today, 11 for Gatineau, 14 over in Montreal. So today you still need a nice winter jacket, even though it's not overly cold. Maybe able to take it off into the afternoon. Some sunglasses this afternoon as well. But yes, also have your umbrella handy for this morning as we are dealing with those light scattered showers. Over the next couple of days, it's going to be all over the map. Overnight dropping to 0, 9 for tomorrow, sunny. It's rain late in the afternoon, 10 millimeters, and then flipping to freezing rain into the overnight. -2 is the overnight low. We could see a lot of freezing rain overnight Tuesday into your early morning hours on Wednesday. It will then change to rain in the afternoon as temperatures hover around 1 degree. We could see upwards of 35 millimeters of rain in the forecast. Overnight, back to freezing rain on Wednesday. We could even see it mixed in with some snow as temperatures drop to -4. A few snowflakes in the forecast for us Thursday and through Friday. Friday, we could see upwards of 5 to 10 centimeters of snow. So some snow on the way to end off the work week and another snowy weekend, which I know the ski hills will be embracing. On your drive in this morning, here's a live look at your time saver traffic. And we are dealing with heavier volume now on your roads. Here's a live look at it. Pavement looking a little drier this hour. Still heavy on the eastbound 417 between Holly Acres and Greenbank. Eastbound between Main and Lees. 174 westbound heavy between Orleans Boulevard and the Vanier Parkway. Now let's check out your TSN must-see moment.
Hello, everyone. Laura Dykin here inside the SportsCenter newsroom with your must-see moment from Sunday. For that, let's head to Buffalo for some rough stuff. For a lot of rough stuff. Opening period between the Lightning and Sabres, and a bit of a back and forth between the opposing players here, and that brings a crowd. Brandon Hagel right in the middle of it. The Team Canada Olympian dropping the gloves with Peyton Krebs, a spirited tilt. And this game was bananas. A total of 102 penalty minutes dished out between the two teams. In the second period, they kept it going. Hagel wants to fight Rasmus Dahlin, unloading on the Swede. Numerous punches thrown, leading to another wild scene. My best advice, head to tsn.ca to check out the full highlights of this one. They did play a hockey game. It was an 8-7 final. It's just a taste of all the chaos. Some old school hockey in Buffalo on Sunday. Well, tonight on TSN, Shea Gilgeous-Alexander and the Thunder will host the Denver Nuggets. Tip-off for that one coming at 6:30 Central Time. That does it for us here inside the SportsCenter newsroom. Have a great rest of the day.
All right, still to come on Your Morning Ottawa. Have you ever gone on a date that was over before it even started? Well, Ashley and Gord are having this conversation on Ottawa's Pure Country 94. Coming up next, can't wait to see what they get up to with that topic in mind. Taking a peek outside through our Centennial Glass sky cam, a mild day ahead, but a whirlwind of a week. It is Monday, 8/12. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Today's snow report brought to you by Centre Volage. Rediscover the new Volage.
All right, so it might not look at right now, but Melissa letting us know there could be snow in the forecast. So this snow report is just for today. Volage, 404 lifts open, 15 of 20 runs. We are climbing up to 12 degrees today, though, so it might be a little bit sloshy out on the old ski hills. Get Fortune 5 of 7, 17 runs open. Edelweiss only 2 of 5. Mount Cascade 15 of 21 runs open. Calabogie Peaks 100% on the lifts and shy of that on the runs on your Monday.
Hi, I'm Andre here at Centre Volage. I invite you to come enjoy our 24 trails, including alpine touring, snowshoeing, and fat biking. Centre Volage, Wakefield's playground.
Have you ever had a date fall apart before it even started? Well, there's a story making the rounds about a first date that ended because of a specific scheduling conflict. Here's Ashley and Gord from the morning pickup on Pure Country 94.
This guy says that he dodged a bullet in a new viral X post. So he showed a text message that he received from a woman who he was about to go on a first date with, and he received it an hour before the date. It read, "Hey, excited to meet you for a drink. Just wanted to say I have a friend's birthday party at 9:30 p.m., so we'll have to wrap up before then. See you soon." And he asked the question, if you got this an hour before a first date on a Friday night, would you cancel? We had so many people weighing in on the text lines at 54321. First off, before we get to the text, Gord, you said you'd be happy with this.
I would take this as like a sign of relief, like a weight is lifted off. I know I'm not getting lucky on a first date, and we can wrap it up, around 9:30. It's short, it's sweet, it's cheap, and I'm home in bed at 9:30. So.
Okay. Well, Jordan, I think, is kind of with you because he said he'd go. He said maybe the birthday thing is real. Worst case, it's a short date. Best case, chemistry happens fast.
There you go. Yeah, leave them wanting more. We got Lily. She's if she's excited, she wouldn't cap the night.
Yeah,
so
you
if you're
would
already
never.
excited for the date,
That's the
you
thing.
wouldn't cap it, right? You wouldn't want to end it
It's
early.
like going to the concert and leaving halfway through.
I also do that.
Lord. Chris on the text line said a tight timeline takes the pressure off. Again, he's with you.
Mm-hmm.
And then we have Sabrina on the line. Sabrina, would you cancel?
Yeah, I will cancel.
It's so ick, right?
Yeah, it's like it's ruining all the night there. It's like, okay, you got to hurry up and,
That's the thing. And the whole time I'm going to be looking down at the watch going like, okay, I've got,
Yeah.
2 hours left to
putting
like.
the pressure on. Yeah.
I would feel like I was on the show Bachelor. Like producers were behind me. Like, you got to
Yeah.
seal the deal here before.
It's like a speed date.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's ick.
Yeah.
It's ick, Sabrina.
Yeah, it's right. It's a...
Hey, Lisa. Okay, what are you thinking about this? Is it a red flag?
I feel like it kind of is. I feel like they have other plans to get to, and I'm not convinced it's a birthday party. I definitely feel like it's a bit of a red flag.
Oh, yeah. I always had a friend who was in a medical emergency.
What was it?
Yeah.
No, she would always just call, and I would tell her to call at a certain time. And it was like code, right? She was like, "Do I have a medical emergency?" I'm like, "Yes, you do." And then she would, and I'd be like, "Oh my God, my friend has a medical emergency. I need to go."
How many times did your friend visit the hospital in your dating life?
She was very sick. She was very sick. A lot.
So I think that if it wasn't a get out safe card, then I think that just reschedule the date, instead of just being like, hey, just so you know, we're gonna have to wrap this up. I would just be like, hey, like, unfortunately I have a birthday party.
Yeah.
Maybe we can move this to another day.
Absolutely. I am all about rescheduling. So my first day with Nigel, I rescheduled 3 times just because of scheduling conflicts. And I kept on saying brain check, brain check, brain check. And then finally he's like, okay, this is your last chance. Like you've either stood me up, not really stood him up, but like you've rescheduled 3 times on me. I'm getting the hint, but like you have one more chance. And thankfully I took that chance because look at us now.
Well, the rain checked, and here we are 2 kids later, so it worked.
It did, absolutely.
All right, don't forget you can listen to Ashley and Gord on the morning pickup weekdays from 6 to 10 on Ottawa's Pure Country 94. We'll be right back.
Dreaming of an unforgettable adventure? Indulge in the magic of Hong Kong. Enter for a chance to win a trip for 2 courtesy of the Hong Kong Tourism Board. The prize includes round-trip flights on Cathay Pacific, 4 luxurious nights at the Park Lane, Hong Kong, $1,000 in spending money, and 3-day passes granting access to over 20 amazing attractions. Explore vibrant markets and serene temples. Indulge in world-class cuisine and take in breathtaking views. Enter online at ctvottawa.ca or scan that QR code on your screen. Good luck.
Well, it's a biannual show highlighting more than 50 dealers with unique and hard-to-find memorabilia. Collector Doug Stroud is here to talk about the Ottawa Nostalgia and Collectible Show. Good morning to you, my friend.
Good morning. Nice to see you again.
It's so great. Every time you come in here, I always feel like I take a step back into time, but a nice, warm, at-home feeling time. And I want to talk about the show first before we get to what you have here today.
Sure. We have the show coming up on Sunday at the Nepean Sportsplex, and of course, everybody is invited. And we've run this show for years, twice a year, as you said, biannual. And there's lots of free parking. It's free at 2 o'clock for people to get into the show. And we have gift certificates to give away hourly. So, you know, it's a popular event.
For sure. And, you know, tell me, for someone that hasn't been there, and if you're really trying to get people in the mindset of what they can expect when they go there, what's the purpose that you find of this show?
We find that people are coming looking. I had a call today, and the lady said, I collect Olympic pins. Could I get them at the show? I'm sorry, I can't tell you, but I mean, it's worthwhile coming to the show just to find out whether you can find something like that. These dealers have been collecting over the winter, and now they're anxious to sell what they've found. And you'll find that over 50 dealers, over 100 tables, there could be everything from small little pieces to large signs.
I love that. And we're going to save the best for last here on our show, but that's a teaser because go to the show because you don't know. You might have your hands on gold at home, but you don't even know it. But Doug, let's talk about some of these artifacts that you brought in with you this morning.
These pieces here, this is a piece of, it's just a piece of art, but I wanted to talk about the folk art. This piece here and this piece here are from Shediac, New Brunswick. They're done by a fellow named Paul McFadden, probably sometime closer to 2000. And what's nice about his work, on the back, he put the provenance. So you know exactly what he did. He hand wrote it on the back. So people often say, how do you know it's real? Well, in this particular case, he wrote it on the back.
That's as authentic as it gets, right, for verification.
Doesn't get any better. George Rascal, folk artist from the Lachute area, not far from here, highly collectible. And he probably did this in the 1970s and 1980s, and he was very popular. He was collected by the Canadian government at the Museum Civilization, we call it, but I think it's changed its name. It may be the History Museum now, Canadian History Museum.
And then over here, usually we talk about Coca-Cola, but we're putting that aside today. We got something else.
Yeah, we have Hires root beer. I collected Hires root beer. The world collected Coca-Cola. And in this particular case, we had 3 examples, but this little piece here sold for 69 cents. And it was a syrup, and you could take it home and you could make your own root beer.
So cool. Now, before we get to the final product, I want to ask you, what do you think it is about these items and that feeling of nostalgia that we try to tap into? Like, what do you think drives us towards that feeling so harshly in a great way?
Because we want to have a touch with the past, and there's examples of this. This yardstick here is from the F.W. Woolworth Company, the first company I worked for when I went to school, in high school.
Okay.
I worked for this company here, Williams Wilson. This was a well-known Rankin's Hardware on Bank Street. I worked there also when I first started my career. And this is the past that I bring into my life. And not only that, collectors will often say, you know, I searched for something for 5 years and I finally found it, and they have a story, and the story is important too.
I love that. It takes you into the past of so many memories that you could have. Okay, the final one we're going to show to you today is a wonderful story, and this isn't actually the one itself, but I'll let you take it from here.
That's right. It's a photograph. This was from Maud Lewis. Maud Lewis lived between 1900 and 1970, and she sold folk art, much like what you see here, and on the side of the road at her home. And she did it just to make enough money just to live, buy groceries and things like that. She lived there with her husband. And of course, in 1970, she had passed away, but there was a lot of this folk art that had been made and sold to local people as they drove by on the road. This piece here, it was called the Back Truck, and it just recently sold at an auction by Miller Miller, and it sold for $355,000. I wish this was it.
I know. That's what I was saying. I was like, wait, how much did it sell for? Let me have a quick look at that, Doug.
Yeah, that's right.
Really quickly.
Maybe I can find one at your show.
Well, yeah, there you go. And that's why we're saying that you should come to the show. And just a quick reminder again, we're gonna pan over to it there, but a reminder for people, when's the show happening? How can they attend?
Yeah, it's on from 9 o'clock to 3 o'clock, and it's over at the Nepean Sportsplex, and it's a very popular place. And to get there early is, of course, to get the best buys, to see what it is, because, you know, in a lot of cases, there's only one of whatever you're looking for. So we hope to see everybody on Sunday.
Love that. All right, we're going to kick back with some root beer here and enjoy some good times with Doug. Appreciate your time this morning.
Thank you very much.
Hey, and still to come in your morning, Ottawa. Woo, we are decorating some cupcakes with the City of Ottawa. We'll tell you about great local baking classes that you can take for 3 through the city. That's coming up just ahead. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Good morning. How's your day going so far? I'm Rosie Edden.
I'm Will Yellow.
And I'm Melissa Lamb. Happy Monday, everyone. And I'm excited. I'm going to get to decorate a few cupcakes coming up, which, you know, I love. It's a passion of mine. So can't wait to learn more about these City of Ottawa programs that everyone at home can try them out too.
You are so good at that.
Oh, well, thank you.
I just think it's good she's doing
it.
Yeah, especially me. Especially me.
So good. Oh, I can't wait to see what you come up with. I know it's going to be amazing.
All right, tastiness in our future. But for now, our news headlines. Hundreds of residents line the streets in the West End to protest the proposed redevelopment of the Canada Lakes Golf Course. After the Supreme Court cleared the way in September for 1,500 homes to be built, the Ontario Land Tribunal issued a draft approval of the plan.
The Ontario Land Tribunal said to the developer, you'll have to clear about 190 conditions before you'd ever be able to build. One of them obviously being the mercury contamination that is known all over the site, and the other is for drainage and stormwater.
We want protection from exposure to contaminated soil and rock, and we want protection from flooding. Those are the two big main dangers.
An environmental consultant put together a plan that includes not doing work in areas where there are higher mercury levels, installing silt fencing and sediment traps to prevent runoff, using mats at controlled exit points to prevent soil tracking, and installing a temporary gravel surface path for vehicle movement on site. But residents say that they are frustrated by what they are seeing on the property.
Recycling pickup in Ottawa has gone through a lot of changes since the city handed the service over to a private operator, and now more changes are coming. Soon there will only be blue bins on the curb that will contain all recyclables. Circular Materials, the organization overseeing Ontario's blue box system, says black bins will be phased out.
It's always nice having the convenience to differentiate between black and blue, but at the end of the day, it's no big deal, I guess.
Starting March 30th, garbage and recycling pickup days may be changing for some Ottawa residents. Residents can look up what's picked up and when by checking the City of Ottawa's garbage and recycling collection calendar online.
There was a heavy police presence on York Street in the Byward Market yesterday morning. Ottawa police say officers were responding to reports of a person in distress shortly before 5 a.m. Sunday, but the situation was safely resolved by around 10 o'clock. An armored vehicle was on scene, and officers were also spotted with long guns. York Street between Dalhousie and Cumberland was closed in both directions for more than 5 hours. Prime Minister Mark Carney has announced 3 by-elections will be held next month. The by-elections are set for April 13th in the Toronto ridings of University Rosedale, Scarborough West, Southwest, and the Quebec riding of Terrebonne. The Toronto by-elections come after the resignations of former MPs Chrystia Freeland and Bill Blair. And while the by-election in Terrebonne is a result of last month's Supreme Court decision to cancel the result of the most recent election after the Liberal candidate won by just 1 vote. The Liberals currently have 169 MPs in the House of Commons, and they will need 172 to secure a majority government.
A child is dead and 17 others are injured after a school bus crashed in Quebec near the U.S. border. Provincial police say 4 other students suffered serious but non-life-threatening injuries in the crash. Police say the bus swerved off the road around 8:30 Saturday morning in St. Rose de Watford, an hour and a half south of Quebec City. Officers found the bus overturned on the side of the road. They say icy road conditions may have been a factor in the crash.
And in Israel, air sirens are sounding in Haifa, warning of Iranian missiles. Iran's Islamic Revolutionary Guard announced new missile launches just hours after the country named its new supreme leader. Thick black smoke could also be seen rising from Bahrain's largest oil refinery after an Iranian drone strike. The company says domestic fuel demand will not be impacted by the strike. And Prime Minister Mark Carney called the incident response group together to talk about the Iran war. Their meeting focused on how to keep Canadians in the region safe and working with allies to de-escalate the conflict. Prime Minister Carney also said in a social media post that he did speak with U.S. President Donald Trump yesterday afternoon and has agreed to stay in close contact.
Canada has struck its first gold of the 2026 Milano Cortina Paralympic Winter Games. BC's Natalie Wilkie landed on the top of the podium in the women's standing biathlon event. It's the fourth medal of her career. Wilkie also grabbed the silver in Saturday's women's sprint competition. The 25-year-old was a co-flag bearer for Canada at the opening ceremonies. Canada currently sits in fourth place in the medal standings with 6, 1 gold, 3 silver, and 2 bronze. After running 26.2 miles, only a half a step separated first and second place at the 2026 LA Marathon.
Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. Nathan Martin, Nathan Martin. Nathan.
Oh, my gosh. Wow. And it is a photo.
And that's where the term a photo finish comes from, I think, Rosie. American Nathan Martin caught up to Kenya's Michael Kamau just before the finish line to win the men's pro division with a time 2 hours, 11 minutes, 16.5 seconds, which is a very important endpoint.
Yes, exactly. Martin was nowhere to be seen in the wide-angle aerial shots. Kamau headed down the finishing stretch, but Martin steadily closed the gap in the closest finish in the marathon's history, making it a nail-biter at the very end of that 26-mile run. Incredible.
You know what's tough, too, is he's going to have to, like, not only do you have to, he's going to be thinking about that probably forever, but because of the world we live in, he can watch it over and over. Like he's coming. All he had to do was like a quarter more step. That's a tough one.
Yeah,
but great battle on the other side.
Very good for him, absolutely. All right, we're going to take a look right now at your forecast. Melissa.
A little mixture of everything in the forecast for us this week. We will see mild conditions, rain, freezing rain, and yes, even colder temps and some snow. I said the snow word. It is coming, guys, at the end of the work week. 5 degrees right now, so nice and warm across the region. 9 in Cornwall, 11 in Brockville. No wind chill out there this morning, so it actually feels like 5 degrees to start off your day. Light scattered showers still, although it looks like most of it has cleared up, but we did see some light scattered showers this morning. Sunshine now in through your afternoon, so beautiful, sunny and mild temperatures on the way. Tomorrow night, we are expecting more rain. It looks like the rain will start around 3-4 p.m. in the afternoon. We will see light scattered showers in through your evening. And then overnight, that freezing rain, that's the band of pink you see on your screen. So quite significant freezing rain on the way for overnight Tuesday and through Wednesday morning. You can see it hardly even move. So we are expecting freezing rain. It will then change to rain into the afternoon on Wednesday, followed by some snow Thursday, Friday. So a mixture of everything in the forecast over the next 7 days. But warm weather today and through tomorrow. 12 degrees this afternoon, same within Kemptville and the Valley. 11 for the Seaway and Trenton. 10 degrees out in Kingston today. 11 as well in Gatineau. 10 for Mont Tremblant. So over the next few days, you'll really see a shift in temperatures. It will stay mild today, tomorrow. 9 degrees is the high tomorrow. Sunny skies to start it off, and then rain late in the afternoon, changing to freezing rain overnight. That freezing rain lingering into Wednesday early morning hours, and we could see a lot of rain. Look at that, 10 millimeters on Tuesday, 35, up to 35 on Wednesday. So we could see some pooling on roadways and even possible some flooding. So keep that in mind. It will then shift to snow Thursday and through the end of the work week, where we could see 5 centimeters on Friday. More snow on the way in through the weekend.
Weather brought to you by Yeckendorf Rashid. Experience, knowledge, and a commitment to excellence.
On your drive in right now, eastbound backups in the 417 between the 416 split and Pinecrest around the eastbound Maitland exit. We also have backups 174 in Orleans between Montreal Road and Blair. There is a collision on the 417 westbound just past Innis Rose, causing some delays. A collision as well on Saigon Court between Carling and the 417 overpass. Another one westbound on Heron Road between Clover and Junction, and a collision at the intersection of Terry Fox Boulevard and East Abbott Street in Canada. Well, if you are looking for something fun to do with your little ones, look no further than the City of Ottawa's cupcake decorating class. Here with all the details, we have Linda Sabine. Good morning to you. Welcome back to the show.
Thank you, Melissa. Great to be here.
I love learning that the City of Ottawa has all these classes, these cooking classes. Can you give us the details about the cupcake workshop?
Well, there are different cupcake workshops offered at various times of the year at various community centers.
Yeah.
And kids learn stuff like basic color theory.
Yeah.
If you combine blue and yellow, you get green.
Right.
And so I will ask you to maybe...
You want me to stir that up? So you've already added the colors
I've added
into
the food coloring because you don't seem to be able to
I
do
wore white today, right? What a perfect color for decorating cupcakes.
Yes, we've got a St. Patrick's Day theme happening
I love
today.
that.
So we're making green icing.
Gotta have green cupcakes on St. Patrick's Day.
That's right.
So kids can learn about color. They can also learn some simple math skills as well.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Young kids love to help out in the kitchen, and it's a good time to develop some confidence in that regard and to bond with mom or dad
I love
in the
that.
kitchen.
Okay, well, I'll continue to stir this. Tell us about some of the other workshops that the city is offering.
Oh, well, there are a number of other food-related programs that the city offers. One that is near to my heart, Cook Me a Story.
I love that.
Where we have a simple recipe with a story that ties into the recipe. There we go. So we can start decorating,
Okay,
perhaps.
this is stirred enough?
That's
All
great.
right. So what would you recommend?
I would just recommend adding some frosting to
frosting.
look at that lovely green.
Look at the beautiful, this is a perfect St. Patrick's Day green.
Yeah. And then another program is Kitchen Adventures, where children learn basic cooking techniques and enjoy the results of their labor.
I love that. And who are these cooking classes for? Are these for kids of all ages, really?
Well, Cook Me a Story is for preschoolers.
Preschoolers, okay.
It's a parent and child workshop program. And the cupcake decorating workshops seem to be geared more to slightly older kids.
Okay.
So we've got the frosting on the cupcake. Now we can add a rainbow.
I love that. So you have some St. Patrick's Day themes. This is so cute.
Yeah. And I mined a box of cereal to get some magically delicious, oh, you did such a great job. Some magically delicious marshmallows.
We got some little clouds here.
Yeah.
We can add the clouds. This is
Clouds
so much fun.
and rainbows and clovers and blue moons
Cute.
and hearts.
Okay, I love this. This is a great activity that people could do at home as well.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And for people who want to register for some of these classes, how can they do so?
Just go to register.ottawa.ca and plug in a keyword in the search function, and it'll take you, or your preferred location, and it'll show you whatever programs are available.
Right. How am I doing with my decorating so far?
Fabulous.
So much
Fabulous.
fun. I get very into this, by the way.
That's great.
I get distracted. I do love to
No, that's
decorate
great.
cupcakes. Not sure what I'm doing with the chocolate chips, but I thought it would add
No,
a
you did
nice
a great
little color.
job. No, that's lovely.
Okay, let's see what the final looks like. We did a rainbow with some clouds. Will, do you want to come try one?
Yep.
Okay, I'm just going to call in my co-host Will and see what creation he comes up with.
Oh, you mean make, not just try yours.
Yeah.
Whoa, whoa, whoa,
Do you want to try decorating one? I
Oh,
think he
man.
could do it. I mean, you know, beauty is in the eye of the beholder. So quickly, let you decorate a cupcake. Here's the icing for you.
Thank you. So what you really want to do is you want to make sure that your wrist is working at a counterclockwise area as you
Right.
twist it.
Smart.
Just like this.
I see you were taking pointers from me.
And then once you get that first layer in, you think, that's enough. Nope, trick. Another layer of icing,
He is
especially on
going
Monday.
for it.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
And then you actually want to sprinkle these on from a distance.
Do you want a
so
rainbow?
they land perfectly. Oh, there it is. There it is.
Do you want a rainbow?
And then could you rainbow the top?
Okay, just make sure it's nice and arched.
And then let's make this, okay, I want 2 white chocolate
Two
chips.
white chocolate. And where would you
just
like
two.
those?
Just 2?
Very
and
specific.
Yeah.
Where would you like them?
I'm
Anywhere?
going to let dealer's choice.
Okay, there you go.
And there we are.
Are you going to go in for a taste test? Or no?
Well, of course.
I want to see him eat this because it's very, very
Oh,
gooey.
no.
I'm in too much white today to eat a cupcake.
It's gooey icing, but they're actually really good.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Look at the
careful,
moistness.
There's wrapper on it. Yeah.
Oh, I got it.
Oh, good.
You might need a napkin, my friend.
Yes,
I'll
you
go
might
get
need
Well, that's a good cupcake, I gotta say. Look
It
at
is
that
a good
icing.
cupcake.
Oh, yeah.
Again, you can head to the City of Ottawa's website. They have so many fun cooking classes that you can get involved with your kids as we let Will indulge in this delicious green cupcake. I hope it doesn't stain your tongue green.
Worth it.
Could happen.
Oh, no. Look
Oh,
at
that
that.
looks so good.
Yeah, I might as well finish it now.
And if you have an idea for us in your kitchen, we would love to hear from you. The best way to reach us is yourmorningottawa@ctv.ca. Maybe you know of a great local chef or a restaurant or a fun cooking class that you can enjoy.
It's all over my face, isn't it?
All over your face. Here's a live look at your Centennial glass guy. I wish you could see Will's face right now. Yes, they do look very good, I must say. A nice mild start to your morning, sitting at 5 degrees with a high of 12 this afternoon. We'll be right back. It is 8:46.
It has been a long, snowy winter as Canadians get ready to travel south this season. What are the most common health risks? Kiro Massey is a pharmacist and the owner of Lalor Pharmacy, and he joins me now to discuss ways Canadians can protect their health when traveling. We have to say good morning to you, Kiro.
Good morning, Rosie. Great to be here.
Great to have you on the show. So, it has been a long, snowy winter. Okay, Canadians right now are looking at all the different destinations and planning their trips. So, what are some of the most common health risks when Canadians head south, for example, on a trip?
Snowy winter indeed. It's been quite rigorous. And yes, a lot of my patients I'm finding are heading south to the Caribbean, Mexico, that area. And the most common cause of or preventable cause of sickness in these areas is diarrhea. And the most common bacteria that causes this, something called enterotoxigenic E. coli, also known as E-tech. And there are a lot of ways that we can prevent this from happening and affecting our vacation.
So what are some of the practical tips that you usually share with Canadians to help protect their health when they're traveling, especially internationally, and to prevent those, like you said, diarrhea that is a common ailment when people travel down south?
So a lot of these things are common sense measures, if you will, that we already know. So washing hands frequently, using hand sanitizer. You must have heard of the saying, cook it, boil it, peel it, or forget it. So these are ways that we can protect ourselves. But there are also some vaccinations that help to protect people while they're traveling. And one that I really like that protects against certain types of E-tech is called Dukoral. And it's one that I often do recommend for my patients.
Okay, so what's the best next step? Should people take this medication before they head out on the trip? I mean, how do they protect themselves best before heading out?
So Dukoral has to be administered prior to travel. And the great thing about it is that it's an oral vaccine. So that means that you would mix it according to the instructions and then you drink it. There's no needle involved. There's no necessity for an injection. And the other thing that's really good about it is that it doesn't even need a prescription. So it's an easy measure that I often do recommend for my patients. And you can certainly talk about it with your pharmacist or your healthcare practitioner to see if it's appropriate for you.
We really appreciate all these great tips. Kiro Massey, he's the owner and pharmacist at Lalor Pharmacy. We really thank you for coming on the show this morning.
Thank you, Rosie. It's great to be with you.
And here's a live look at our George Street camera. You can see pretty cloudy. Looks like the rain just about stopping for this morning. We'll be right back after this short break.
The
National Capital Region is jam-packed with incredible experiences you don't want to miss. Hey, I'm Sneha Taylor, your iHeartRadio Weekender, powered by Barhaven Ford. Get the inside scoop on all the biggest and best events every Thursday, Friday, and Saturday on CTV, Move 100, Pure Country 94, TSN 1200, and News Talk 580 CFRA. iHeartRadio Weekenders is powered by Barhaven Ford, Ottawa's newest and largest Ford dealership, and Ontario's #1 Ford EV dealer.
Ottawa's favorite cash contest is back, and it's big. Move 100's $50,000 Beat the Bank. 7 vaults. You decide how much to take home. Sound the alarm? You lose it all. Be listening weekdays for your chance to win.
All right, here's a look at what's on the show tomorrow. Potentially critical freezing rain is on the way to parts of western Quebec. We'll tell you what you need to know. Plus, our Women's Week continues with a look at how women can be more financially confident. And the International Film Festival of Ottawa is back, and we get a preview.
And of course, we're going to see some messy weather ourselves over the next few days. Beautiful today, sunshine, a high of 12, 9 is the high tomorrow, starting off sunny. Rain late in the afternoon. We could see that freezing rain overnight Tuesday into Wednesday morning as well. So we are also expecting freezing rain. Significant rain on the way Tuesday and through Wednesday. But then by the end of the work week, flipping to snow. Look at how drastically the temperatures go from 12 degrees to -1 by Saturdays. So we will see some temperatures kind of all over the map in snow towards Friday and through the weekend. Great news for the ski hills, though, right? Because we had a wet weekend. It felt like spring. I'm sure the ski hills were enjoying spring skiing, but now winter skiing is back next weekend.
Yeah, not to mention when you see the change of temperatures like that with the different types of precipitation too, it's going to be slippery out on the roads. So we'll all have your traffic updates over the next couple of days, because I'm sure there will be some detours.
And hopefully you didn't take your winter tires off this weekend. I think a lot of people were maybe convinced they could. Don't do it yet, people.
We want those on.
Absolutely. We'll see you tomorrow morning.